first.
That Drake Rhodes down there?
Yes.
There's Akamindi in on a shot on Rachi.
Rachi trying to turn back into him, but could not. Akamindi takes the 2-1 lead.
Look for Mir to ride Jace Rhodes quite a bit here in the second period. Probably ride him out the whole second period. I don't think there'll probably be a turn. I think it'll just be a long, solid ride against Jace Rhodes. Would be my guess.
Rachi, another escape, so he's tied up at 2 with a minute to go second period.
He's got to get his offense going here. He hasn't. Akamindi was more aggressive. Not that neither one of them was really very aggressive in the first period, but Rachi hasn't really done anything from an offensive standpoint so far.
Drake Rhodes, a 3-0 lead. That's in the third period. We're there. Look at Murin. He's out front trying to get that arm up onto the back against Jace Rhodes. Say, where did I put my notes? Body lock situation there, and Rachi didn't shy away as Akamindi got into that, and they scramble out of bounds. Let's see. Murin continues to lead 2-0 over Jace Rhodes. 30 seconds to go in the second period there. Murin putting on a tough ride against Joel. Rachi looks like he's going to be tied up at 2, and it'll be Akamindi's choice going into the third period. Akamindi does choose down. Rachi throwing a leg in as Akamindi gets up to his feet. Rachi goes to that far ankle. Akamindi gets the leg out. Rachi gets back around behind the arms. Murin leads 2-0. There's the escape for Akamindi, so he leads 3-2.
Now Caleb Rachi's got to go.
Win down there for Drake Rhodes. I believe 4-0 was the final. I didn't see it. I'll look to make sure. That's going to bring out Hill. Bradley Hill taking on the kid from Wyoming, Terrence Schwartz. Murin will start down to begin the third period.
There's a shot by Rachi right there. Couldn't get past the arms, but he dropped his level really well and got to the leg. He just got his other arm caught. And there's another shot by Rachi. 1 minute to go exactly here in the third period.
Murin quick to his feet, gets out for the escape. Gets right back in on a shot and takes Jace Rhodes down.
Head of the inside single, cuts off to a double immediately for a quick takedown on Rachi. Rolls him through in an ankle ace. Now it releases him.
There's Rachi, nice sweep, head to the inside. Akamindi hipping in hard to him. Caleb trying to elevate this, looking to cross.
Nice!
Gets across with
that
30
was
seconds.
tough wrestling right there by Caleb Rachi. That was tough wrestling by Caleb Rachi. Great shot. Came up with it. Good execution coming across. Man, that was fun to watch right there by Caleb. Gritty.
There's more people here today, and these Hawk fans loved that. Now let's see if he can ride him out here to get the win.
Caleb Rachi hanging on, riding that ankle.
That claw ride. Tripod by Akamindi. 14 seconds left. Akamindi trying to somersault.
We're in trouble here. Oh, count them. Count the near falls.
They stood at their feet, kind of like that Merkel throw it by.
That's it. We're going to win the match 4-3. No points.
No near falls,
wow.
But he hangs on for the win. So Rachi will head to the finals. There's Jace Rhodes in on a shot against Max Murin with 34 seconds left. Akamindi's coach is arguing the call.
Akamindi wants 2 takedowns. There for sure wasn't 2 takedowns. If anything, he should have gotten 2 near fall.
Yeah. Bradley Hill gets the
attaboy, Kilrachi!
takedown over there.
Nice. That fired these fans up.
Jesseroga.
Nice double leg over there by Max Mirren. His patented double scores another 2-point takedown on Jesseroga.
Jesseroga had gotten a takedown against Mirren and let him go, and then Max gets right back in, finishes on top.
8-3.
Mirren against Rachi in the finals tonight. Hill continuing. I guess. Okay, you got to get that scoreboard updated because Hill got a takedown. Then he just gives up the escape. It should be 2-1. They're trying to get that figured out and squared away. A lot of big wins for the Hawkeyes. Trying to get that squared away.
So, mat number 1. Let's see what we got.
Trying to get the scoreboard right. It should be 2-1.
Yep, they got it right. 2-1 now. In favor of Bradley Hill. Lugo in the corner. Got to get my browser right on my computer. Dashboard. That's mat number 1. Bradley Hill. Terrence Schwartz of Wyoming. The big headlock guy. Wow, what some exciting wrestling there. Some really exciting wrestling by Caleb Rachi there. That was so fun to watch. Great shot. Great finish. There's Bradley Hill in on a shot right now. Got Schwartz. Ooh, come up in the air with it. Turned into it. Steps over the leg. Might get this. Schwartz trying to roll us through and ran out of time. That's going to go into the second period. Schwartz is going to choose down, setting up the 157-pound semifinals. Mat number 4, that's Jacob Wright of Wyoming. He's wrestling Nathan Lucas of Army West Point. We have nobody entered in the 157 weight-pound class in this tournament. So that's Jacob Wright of Wyoming taking on, who's 8-0. He's the number 1 seed, taking on Nathan Lucas of Army. And then on mat number 3, actually he's not the number 1 seed. Tyler Mosaw from VMI wrestling Adam Anderson. From UNI, I think, Northern Iowa. But on the other semifinal, mat number 3, it's Cale Swenson of South Dakota State taking on R.J. Weston of Northern Iowa. There's Schwab down there. I can see Schwab down there now. Swenson of South Dakota State leading that one 2-0. That's on mat number 3. And now on mat number 4, Jacob Wright does have a 2-point lead over Nathan Lucas.
Down there on mat number 1, Bradley Hill continuing to ride, leading 2-1, 40 seconds to go. That is in the second period.
Chad Beatty.
Look at that guy rolling on up here. Here, you need a chair? I know that you're... Yeah, let's do this. I don't want... Hey, you do this.
You can have my chair. I'm gonna go run to the restroom real quick. You can take my chair. Hey, we got your sweatshirts done today, just so you know. All good.
Hill gives up the escape. So he's tied up at 2 right now in the first period. It's Chad Beatty.
Hey.
How's it going?
I made it.
You made it.
I was supposed to come yesterday, but I ditched.
That's all right. So, remind me, I always forget your official title at the Hawkeye Wrestling Club.
Executive Director.
Executive Director.
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
fancy.
I knew it was something
It's fun. I enjoy it. We work with our board, and I'm the staff guy. So I get to work with Dan Dennis and Tom and Terry. And
do you get to coach any of these guys this week, or are you just kind of walking back?
No, if they absolutely needed me, I could step in, but no, they got it covered. I like watching like Lugo and Ironman and Summers.
Yeah,
Marinelli. Those guys. That's fun for me to watch those guys coach.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about that a lot. Austin DeSanto, one of the matches. I can't remember if it was Hill or Marty, one of the heavyweights, and DeSanto was in the corner, and they get done, and he walked over, and him and Moody were talking to, and you could just see him
I
showing
saw
him all that stuff, and it's like, here
Fleshman.
You got.
It was Fleshman.
Yeah, it was one of the big
Fleshman.
guys.
He was right over here. It was great.
And it's like, he's showing him. He's like,
yeah.
These are the things you got to be looking at and thinking about and doing. So,
yeah, it's really good for these guys, and I mean, ultimately, that's what the club's all about: sticking around, helping our young guys and our guys in our team.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why we do things like the Arctic Plunge. That's segue.
Right. That's right. Segue? That's a great segue.
Dang, man.
Are you ready to get cold?
No, not really, but I guess I'll do it again.
2 years in a row. You're making a habit of it.
I know. I'm getting to be like Ironside. So it was funny because I'm watching right here, 45 seconds left. Hill tied up at 2. Must have gone neutral in that third period because Hill does have riding time.
Yeah, he's got over 2 minutes of riding time.
Kid from Wyoming, did you see the headlock he threw last night?
I heard it. I didn't see it.
Oh.
I heard it.
Both guys kind of had like a headlock going, and he eventually just got enough leverage. And he launched the guy. The guy was shoulder high.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard it. I heard him come down, and I looked over, and the guy was getting pinned, so it had to have been something fierce.
And I was so mad because I was looking at something else. I just saw the tail end of Spencer with his hip toss.
Yeah, that was nasty.
If you call that a hip toss.
That was awesome. That kid was world
U20
champ, right?
World champ, yeah.
Yeah, well, we know what level Spencer's on.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Looks like Hill's going to go to overtime, tied up at 2 down there.
No, he's got riding time. I think.
He does have riding time.
He's going to win.
Yeah, he's going to win on riding time. There you go.
That's good for
Big win
Hill.
for Bradley Hill coming out the backside there. He's going to bring Charles Matthews out in one of the extra matches. So a week or two ago, somebody, I think Jessica had asked me, she's like, so are you doing the plunge again? And I looked at my daughters and I said, what do you think, girls? Should I go jump in the water? Yes. It's unanimous. So,
are you sure they don't want to throw you in instead of you jumping in?
Hey, you know what? If I get to my $2,500, I've asked for $2,000.
Oh, good.
If I get to $2,500, and Mark, you can back me up on this, I will let my daughters come and push me into the water. If I get to $2,500, they all wanted me to do it, so I will have them come and push me into the water.
I love it. Should we get like a slide where they push you down backwards and it's a bit real dramatic?
There you go.
I think they would be happy to do that if you got to like 200.
Well, Nate, I know they would, but I'm trying to raise money for the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, Mark. Come on now.
Oh.
Well, if I get to 20,000 again this year, that's always my goal. My daughter Hannah right here says that she's going to come and jump for me.
That's what I heard. She's nodding her head yes.
Yeah, I see that.
She's nodding
Big old
her head
smile on her face.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, you know what, Dad? You're right.
Speaking of jumping, I don't know if you guys talked about that or not. I don't know if we're going to have a pond, frozen water to jump in, though.
Yeah, it's early this year because if you look at our schedule, there's no real good time. I was just going over this with somebody. Like, the only other option would have been, like, the following week because then we have tournaments where it's Friday at home and then Sunday away, and then we go away.
Yeah.
So it's really challenging, and it's going to still be not fun. Like, it's going to be cold in that sense. It's always a good event, though.
But you might have to get the pool back out.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think there's going to be a lot of ice on that pond.
No.
I mean, obviously it was frigid cold here a while back, but when it was 60 degrees yesterday,
I know.
And it's supposed to be above freezing every single day between now and then.
Yeah, that's not good for
not
good for ice. But, yeah, we'll see. We got 2 weeks. We only have 2 weeks.
Only 2 weeks. I know.
We got very limited time, but we're all about sense of urgency, right?
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time about our guys. Well, now it's on us. It's kind of like karma a little bit. So we have a sense of urgency, and we're going to have to figure something out. If it's not frozen over, might have to do just everybody run in and jump at the same time, shoreline style. But we're excited. I know that.
It's kind of like with only 2 weeks left, and I got $895 yet to raise. It's kind of like being down in the second period, 13 to 1. I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, especially if you want to get that major. So,
yeah.
No,
if there's anybody I would put my money on to do that, it would be Mark Ironside.
It would be Mark Ironside. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he's pretty good at wrestling.
He's won a couple matches in his day.
Yeah.
Well, there's Max Thompson. He's going to come out and coach his brother, I assume, here, Jack Thompson.
Patrick Kennedy coming out right now.
PK, Dynamite.
Kennedy taking on Cole Moody of Wyoming. Charles Matthews is wrestling over on mat number 1 and looked like he was in a decent shot. Unable to finish it. He actually got cradled, but only gave up a 2-point takedown, so he's down 2-1.
This Wyoming kid that Kennedy's wrestling had a barn burner yesterday, and he barely squeaked by, so let's see how Kennedy wrestles against him.
Well, Kennedy wrestled, less than 2 minutes yesterday?
Yeah, he looked good. This Wyoming kid's real tall and lengthy and kind of funky. So,
what's he done so far in this tournament here? Let's see here. 165.
Beat Aiden Lenz 10-1, and then he won 6-5 against Minto, wrestling unattached from UNI.
And Patrick Kennedy hasn't even wrestled out of the first period, not even close yet in this tournament.
He hasn't even wrestled out of the second minute of the...
Yeah, a 119 and a 30-second pin.
Yeah.
He hasn't even wrestled a total of 2 minutes in this tournament yet.
Yeah, what did he hit? A whip over, I think, right?
Yeah. Front headlock whip over.
You know who? You know my coach used to call that? The Ironside.
Really?
Who's that? Dorman?
Yeah, Nick Dorman. Yeah.
I used to hit a lot of those.
Yeah.
Actually, I was watching Real Woods down here just a little while ago. There's something I would really, really like to show him sometime because he's there a lot and he's trying a lot of that. It's something when you're over the head that you got to do with your elbow to a guy's head with the elbow to get more leverage to really torque that head underneath and go. That would help him a lot there.
Kennedy over there had an underhook and then went to the far leg, and that length that Chad was just talking about allowed Moody to get the hips back and actually got the takedown against Kennedy. Kennedy quickly out for the escape.
Jack Thompson down here from South Dakota State, wrestling unattached. He's wrestling Harkins Army. He leads 2-0.
Charles Matthews just gets cradled up again. So, Chad, goal this year?
150.
150.
150K. We got a lot of work to do.
We're at 20 right now. There's a nice sweep by Kennedy. Gets the takedown.
Good.
And half of that 20 is a Terry Brands pledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it. Got a really good pledge, and I'm not concerned. I'm excited. I think we have people that want to give and that, reliably do every year. Once we get through this holiday season, I think people will be kind of brought to light on what we're trying to do, and I have no concern about reaching our goals.
Kennedy intentionally released Moody. Got back in on a shot. Looked like he was going to cut off to the double, but
got in really well on a head to the outside single, and that Moody did a great job of kept throwing Patrick's head to the inside and hipping in, throwing the head to the inside and hipping in, and got Patrick extended there, and goes to a stalemate. Patrick having a tough time finishing his shots against this Moody.
It's one thing I would say, Chad. I don't know if you can change it, but we were talking about it yesterday. Barb Reynolds, great supporter for the Hawks and the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. She messaged me. She said, I can't figure out where to donate at.
Yeah.
And
you got to scroll down.
Well,
yeah.
But if you click on the initial event link,
yes,
you have to register for the event. I think that's confusing for fans because
Yeah,
they think they have to go. So I don't know if you can add a button that says donate to a jumper.
Yeah, if you're registering for the event, that means you're going to jump.
Right.
If you scroll down on our page, our landing page, you can look for the donor or the actual jumpers, and you can donate straight to them.
Make donations here.
So you can actually, if you go to the Plunge donation page and go to register for event, just clicking into it, it'll take you to a new landing page.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can scroll down and find those.
Right. And see, I think that's what was confusing some people. They're thinking to click that.
Yeah.
So you may have to say register or donate here.
Yeah, I'll make that change here ASAP.
And I'm not trying to be super critical. Just
wow, so critical.
Make it user-friendly for the fans.
That's good. I like watching Kennedy here battle.
Yeah.
He's in a little barn burner. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's 4-3 right now, and he's been into some shots. There's a beautiful ankle pick. Beautiful snap right to the ankle. Kept a hand on the head, snapped the head down to the head of the ankle, and then drove through and cut off to the double. Just absolutely perfect. Perfectly executed snap and ankle pick right there. That's something textbook right there. That's a highlight video type reel.
Yeah, this pressure's going to wear down this guy from Wyoming.
Look down here. I see Jace Rhodes is out onto the mat. His second match of the day. He's taking on Franco, who Colin Schriever beat in the semifinals.
Kennedy's in on another shot here.
Kennedy tied up at 5. Each guy hanging onto the other's ankle, so they'll stalemate it. Head back to the center.
I really like this Rhodes. I mean, he's such a good kid, really quiet, and just like a silent assassin. Just works.
Where's he at right now?
Right here on 5, right in front of us. Another nice ankle
No
pick.
shot.
Same
right off
thing.
the whistle.
Kennedy. 7-5.
18 seconds to go here in the period. It gives him a 7-5 is all? It was tied up?
Yeah. You got Young and Marinelli stepping away from their broadcasting duties for the Big Ten Network to come over here. Here's Kennedy.
Oh, and he got out. Worth a roll right there with like 1 second left on the clock, too. This kid is scrapping with Patrick. Patrick chooses down here to start the second period.
Third period.
Third period.
Charles Matthews did end up getting beat down there.
7-6 going in third period. Patrick's out, 1 point escape. Shot, sweep, single by Patrick. Didn't get anywhere with it. Now Moody takes a shot on us. We get our legs back. We have him in front headlock. We got to wrestle here. We need to wrestle here. We're on our knees. We need to wrestle through this position. Try and make a score of it. Patrick shows that he can obviously hit picks, and this is a great time to hit it in this front headlock offense, especially when the guy's head's down and his feet are on the mat. They already tried to sweep to the opposite side that time. Didn't get anywhere with it. This guy's really moving his feet and keeping Patrick off balance a little bit.
8-6 is the lead for Kennedy with 1:15 to go. Riding time does show 107 in Kennedy's favor. Jace Rhodes going to be scoreless at the end of the first period.
See, Moody's been hitting a lot of fakes and stuff and keeping Patrick Kennedy kind of off balance, kind of getting him reaching a little bit. We're doing a lot of reacting instead of acting here in this match.
It's a nice thing with a tournament like this, though, is getting to see some different guys, getting to see
Stay in their
styles.
circle, Patrick.
Rhodes gets out in 4 seconds down here in the second period.
There's another ankle pick right there by Patrick, but having a hard time finishing this one. See how his head goes straight down to the mat? He looks tired, like he's sick. Something's just not right with Patrick. Like he's just hanging on right now, and
he's getting in these funky positions, and he's
not typically how he wrestles.
No.
This is a good job elevating the leg, coming out the back door, going out of bounds. He held on for this win here, but it was not pretty.
9-6 is the final. Back down here on mat number 5. Rhodes an escape to start the second period. Now he's in on a shot. Trying to pull Franco back in.
Abe into the mat, and he looked really good yesterday.
Yeah.
I hope he continues that today with that forward pressure and attack rate.
He was coming out scoring right away, right
away.
off the whistle in the first period.
Yeah, that's what he needs, that confidence right away in those matches.
I don't even know how to pronounce that guy's name he's wrestling, Steven.
South Dakota State.
Roman Rogotsky.
Rogotsky. Rogotzke. He's a redshirt freshman. He's 6-6. That kid that Moody that from Wyoming that Patrick Kennedy just wrestled was 10-5 coming into this. He's already got 5 losses, but, man, he looked a lot better than 10-5.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, but Brennan Swafford actually forfeited.
Okay.
Medical forfeit.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So, Brennan not wrestling today.
That's the first time he's been in action for a little while.
Yeah.
So precautionary.
Assad,
There's a
underway.
takedown.
Nice takedown by Rhodes. I didn't see how he hit it, but
And Assad's in on a shot with the takedown here.
Again, didn't waste any time. Came out.
and he's again keeping that arm Turk. He's wanting to look for near falls. Head hunting, as Mark likes to say. Didn't get any, but now he switches off. He's got that wing in, it looks like. Rhodes leads 3-0 going into the third period in his match on mat number 5. How about the new facility, Chad? How are we
It looks
coming
awesome.
on that?
If you drive by it, I mean, we got most of the steel up. I haven't been over there lately, but they're trying to get all the steel done here by mid-January. So, and I know Jan 1, they're supposed to be, there's a nice takedown by Rhodes, 5-1 now. But they're trying to start digging that tunnel starting Jan 1, which is kind of exciting. So they've been boring down. They've been going straight down, and then they'll go, horizontal into the facility. And I guess it's a company out of Minnesota, and they going to do 6 feet a day.
Okay.
Until completion. And I guess, once graduation's done, they will go through the arena side. So they'll take out some seats and finish the tunnel going that direction. So
that's going to be interesting
awesome
for me to see how that's going to impact Carver and adjust the seating a little bit. But
yeah, there'll be some changes, and they'll probably make a bunch of ticket changes and that kind of stuff this year once they figure out how many seats they'll actually lose.
Right.
But yeah, how exciting for our program and for our wrestlers. A lot of the guys that are young, they'll get to be in that facility, and it's fantastic. Our club will obviously get to utilize it, and it'll be bigger than better. And Wrestletown, USA.
Yeah. Abe Assad.
What are they saying are they going to do with the old room? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. I've heard rumblings, but nothing. It's all rumor mill. I don't know anything really about what they're going to do with it. I mean, it's a world-class facility in itself.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll find a really good purpose for it.
There, Abe Assad had given up an escape, got in, finished a takedown, gives up another escape. So he leads 4-2 in the fourth period.
Nice low single, head to the inside. He's got to come up. He's got to do a quick finish here. 10 seconds to go, and he gets it. 2 takedown. That new rule implemented a couple years ago, where if your head's still down in between the legs, that's a 2-point takedown.
Not all the officials have been getting that one right, though.
No. It's been more than a couple years since they've done that. Actually,
I think they're trying, though.
A lot of these rules are very judgmental, kind of like, I don't know if that's 2 or not. Control is really there or not.
It's kind of like that danger rule, too. It's like, what are we giving points for?
Yeah.
Rhodes gets a win down here on mat 5.
5-2. It's a rule. Some of these rules are like, the referees don't call them because it's like, they don't really think the points are there, and I agree, but at the same time, it's the rule. So you kind of have to, officiate the rule. Totally. I don't agree with it, and it's not really any control there, or there shouldn't be points there, but you know what? That's the rule, so I got to call it like the rule says.
Yeah. It's a whole new world.
It's way different.
Yeah, it really is.
And the wrestlers have kind of developed the wrestling to make these rules, unfortunately, the way that they've wrestled, started beginning to wrestle over the years, putting themselves in these type of positions to kind of kill the clock and just rolling around, a lot of stalemate. So they've kind of evolved themselves into the role that these officials have to make these calls.
Yeah, even like the drop-down rule, right, where they're dropping down or have an ankle. Look at this guy. He's just holding on to Abe Assad's arms here. Won't let him go.
Abe kind of had his palms up like, hey, I can't go because he's pinching my arms tight.
Yeah, in the rear standing position. Kind of funny. Jessaroga's back out on mat 2.
Jessaroga.
Bennett coming out on mat 1. I think that was a quick turnaround for Jessaroga.
Yeah.
He's wrestling. I see Ramos in the corner over there. So
Guida, I believe.
Who is it?
Guida of North Carolina. Assad leads 6-3.
Bennett with a quick takedown on 1. 10 seconds into the match.
That was another one. Mark and I, unless we were at a weird angle, we were surprised at his takedown and sudden victory.
Yeah.
Because it didn't look, if this is his hip, his fingers were there.
Yeah.
He wasn't all the way around. He didn't have control, but.
They gave it to him, though, didn't they?
They did.
He was dang close to giving up that takedown.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He scrambled on out of it.
Yes, he did. He was pretty crafty there, kind of swimming underneath for that leg. So he kept wrestling. That's what was good.
Bennett taking on Caleb Gross.
Wrestlers and coaches, in this session will wrestle all the way through
6-3 as we go to the third period for Abe Assad.
That Gross is who Woods just beat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were asking, is that relation to Seth?
I was going to ask you.
tonight's final session will be first.
There's not, I don't know, is Gross a popular name? I'm not sure.
Not as popular as Beatty, but
Are we talking like on social media? Are we talking on like, what are we talking?
just in general. Somebody hears Beatty, they're like, oh, wow.
Yeah. Just
Paul
Grace.
has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, Paul
Anybody
Ba-
sees Paul Beatty.
Paul Beatty's here today. Look
Is
at him. Yeah, he's right over there.
Nice.
He's got his binoculars
Got
up.
the binos.
I should have brought mine today. I meant to and I forgot.
Yeah.
So I can read these clocks. Even that up there, I can't read the who's on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little challenging.
Assad starts down to begin the third period. He leads 6-3. Had almost 2 minutes of riding time.
He's getting too worried about what this guy's doing instead of just like wrestling.
Yeah.
He's like kind of like making faces at the official like he's doing
Oh,
stuff.
Bennett with a throw.
Double overs.
Kid took a shot, and he just went double overs and then pancaked him.
Nice.
Didn't hold him for any near falls, but gets the takedown, keeps the leg in, takes a 4-1 lead.
Abe gets a reversal here. That was good. He's winning 8-3 now with a minute left.
Jezzeroga, no score over there.
Sroga must have blood.
I don't like that position.
Yeah.
Stop that, official.
Watch his knee, ankle, foot, anything.
Oh, watch the knee! Watch the knee! Fudge! Did you see that?
Yeah. How do you not stop that? Abe's slow to get up.
It was bad 4 or 5 seconds before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's not good.
He's kind of limping here a little bit, but he's going to be up back on top. Looks like 50 seconds left. Is that the third period?
Yes, it is.
He's hurting, Abe Assad.
Gives up the escape. A couple of attempts by Rogotsky. And he gets down on a shot. Abe trying to throw that whizzer in. Trying to step over and throw a leg in. There's 2 takedown. That'll make it 8-6 now in favor of Assad.
Assad's not feeling good. There's
No.
for sure. He is not feeling good. That hurt just watching that right there. I
Yeah.
cannot believe the referee did not blow that whistle way before that. Way before that.
Yeah, that type of stuff is frustrating because it's preventable.
100%.
Assad going to hang on and get the win, 8-6. Jacob Warner going to make his way out.
I don't know. Judging off of that, I'd be surprised if you see Abe Assad wrestle in the finals tonight. I don't know. He's... God dang it.
He's trying to be tough in this spot right now. He's jogging off, and there was definitely a tweakable situation there. What do you guys think of Warner's crazy hair? Isn't that great?
Well, I was talking to
I love it.
Mirren last
Mad Max?
night before the session.
Yeah.
And I was commenting to Mirren on his hair and his blonde streaks in it and how long it is. And he's telling me about how him and Warner go to the same hairstylist. I said, I can see that now. It looks very similar.
That's so funny. Rachi kind of has a little bit of highlights, too. I thought it was Justin Timberlake coming into the wrestling room the other day. But no, it was just Rachi.
This should be a fun one. Warner taking on Wyatt Velker. Volker. West Delaware, is that right?
Yep. Northern Iowa.
He's a strong kid, strong young
We
guy.
went after him hard, too.
Yeah.
We really liked him a lot.
He's a likable kid, likable family. You know.
Yep.
Now
Soroga in on a shot over there on mat 2.
I think it came down to Iowa State, UNI, and us, and he chose UNI, Northern Iowa. I think just smaller school, and he comes from a small town and probably just felt like it was a good place for him.
Drew Bennett leading 4-2, but he's in the down position here. I believe that's the third period. Yes, it is. Riding time not a factor there.
Takedown.
Nice short drag right there. Nice drag by Warner for a 2-point takedown.
Down on mat number 8, Valerie Hamilton wrestling for the Iowa women, I believe. Can't see what the score is. It's 2-0, but I can't tell who's got what.
What's Bennett doing down here? Is he still ahead? 4-2?
Yeah.
4-2, he's getting ridden here in the final 15 seconds.
It's only the second period, isn't it?
I think
It's
so.
the third.
Is it the third?
No way. There's no way that's the third already, is it? Plus the way that this guy was wrestling, gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that is going to the
He
third.
was trying to keep his foot in bounds, let the clock tick down, and if he was down 4-2 with third period, I don't know if he'd been wrestling like that.
Jacob's putting on a good ride here, and I think that's to be expected. If coming into this match, this matchup, he's a young kid.
Right out of high school,
Yeah.
you're a sixth year
Yeah.
senior. I mean that's a big difference is that top bottom position.
Totally.
Coming totally right into college. And that's where at least for me, and I know a lot of people, is when you're in high school and you're really successful in high school, you don't spend a lot of time in the down position.
No.
So against these really good collegiate wrestlers that are used to having to ride, and getting that riding time point is so crucial, and a lot more emphasis on riding. That's probably the biggest area that you need to improve on is your bottom position coming into college.
Yeah. And Warner's known to put on a good ride in big situations. So we'll see how this match develops, but he's winning 2-0 right now with 1:12 left in the first period.
Bennett still leads 4-2. His riding time got erased, so he would have to ride out for that to be a factor. Warner still leads 2-0. Jessiroga tied up at 1 in the third period.
Velker got out, though.
Look at that. I'm glad I said it, right?
Yeah.
My goodness.
1 minute to go in the first period, so Warner must have probably over a minute riding time.
What was it, like a little Granby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It says 52. I don't know if it's completely updated on track. 57. 40 seconds on the clock here, first period.
And Bennett's winning 4-3 now. He's got to keep scoring. He's got to get another takedown in this third period.
Well, I'm thinking the same with Warner with 1 minute to go. In that first period, be a good opportunity to get another takedown in, ride him out, to go into that second period to head
Jessiroga gets put to
4-1.
his back over there.
4 count.
I didn't see
I missed
what
it.
happened, but now he finds himself down
Bennett
7-1.
almost finishing a shot here. Legs up.
Oh, nice.
Does.
Nice. Takedown.
2-point takedown for Bennett. Takes a 6-3 lead with 45 seconds to go there in that match.
He almost baited him going front trip with that single, and then he kind of stepped behind it to get to a double. That was kind of an interesting finish there.
Gross up to his feet. We let him go. Makes it 6-4. Surprised we kind of let him go so easily. Now a takedown ties it up. Gross from a shot a ways away. These guys are scrapping hard here.
Bennett's moving really well. He's so fast. He's such a fast wrestler when he's feeling good.
Warner up 2-1 at the end of the first period over White Velker. Jessiroga down 7-1 over there.
Three is the score on mat 8 for Valerie Hamilton. Gross almost got a takedown on Bennett, but they said he was out of bounds or time had run out, one of the two.
Very close call here. It's either 6-6, they're going to overtime, or
Yeah, they did say he did get it, 6-6.
6-6. Here we go. 2 minutes on the clock. That's a new rule.
It's a good rule.
Yeah, it is.
Try and settle it on the feet. Give another minute versus the minute before to settle it on the feet.
Go get it, Bennett.
Jessiroga down 7-1. Looks like he will drop down and wrestle for 5th place. Just 30 seconds left, trying to get away.
Is that real down there, Beatty?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. You can tell with the gold chain.
Yeah.
He is a competitor, man.
He really is.
He freaking loves it.
He is ferocious out there. He is so fun to watch.
He is just such a competitive guy.
Gross takes that shot from a ways away. Bennett able to get the hips back.
Warner's not scoring a lot of points, but he has got him flattened out. He's just putting on a really good ride here in the second period.
Well, if you're going to ride him this long, you got to ride him out. You got
Yeah,
to ride him the
for
whole. There's
sure.
a Granby attempt again by Velker.
And there's a count, maybe.
Warner using his leg to try to hold him there for some near falls.
44 seconds left in the second period. Warner up 2-1, and he for sure has riding time.
Gross
There's
is deep
Bennett
on
about
a
ready to
double.
take him down. There's 2 for Gross.
Yeah.
Here comes Cade Seabreck on that same mat now that Bennett's on.
And then we got Rhodes coming up on 2.
I haven't taken a commercial break yet.
Jace. Well, yeah. I mean, I probably overstayed my visit. I should probably get going, but this is fun. I'm enjoying it.
I should have had 5 or 6 of them taken by now. We're a little behind.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. Hope everyone can come out and support the Plunge. It'll be the 14th of January. And we're actually approaching our 50th year in the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, which is really exciting.
When's that going to be? Is that the 23?
That is the banquet will be in May, and we'll have it right here in Wrestletown. We'll have it at the Downtown Graduate Hotel, and that'll be May 19th. That's a Friday night, so save the date. We'll have registration stuff up and running after the Plunge. We don't want to throw too much at you.
Right.
So, yeah, we're excited. We're fired up, and it's going to be another great year of Hawkeye Wrestling. So, thanks again,
Love it.
guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it as well. I did run into a fan. It was she ran into me, I should say, on the way in, and she wants another one of those Wrestletown USA shirts, those gold ones with the Carver Hawkeye Arena on the front.
Those are
she says
sick.
they're all out.
They're
I was
sick.
like, I don't know what they're going to do. I said, I know I just finished up about 300 nice Nike sweatshirts for them.
Right. That's
so,
right.
And I'll be dropping those off at some point in time to next week, but they are done.
They look good. I know they will. And we got some polos, and we're going to try to keep giving our fans what they want, which is good merchandise. So thanks again for your support. Love you guys.
All right. See you, Beatty.
Thanks, Chad. Chad Beatty, Executive Director for the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. Talking about the Plunge coming up in January on the 14th, just a couple of weeks away. 2 weeks from tomorrow, actually. So Warner gets the escape to start the third. He's on top by a score of 3-1. Mat number 1 is Cade Seabrecht. We got Tony Cassiopei on deck on mat number 4, I believe, where Warner is wrestling. Franklin and Glazier are on deck on 3.
Velker in on a shot on Warner. Warner turns it into his own shot right now, trying to come up in the air with it, head to the outside single. Looks like it's going to go to a stalemate. Warner leads this one 3-1 with about a minute to go. That is stalemated. 3-1 minute to go, and he has riding time, so that's technically 4-1. Cade Seabrecht down there. 50 seconds to go in the first period of his match, still 0-0.
.40 seconds to go in regulation. Jacob Warner, a 3-1 lead. Jacob does have almost 3 minutes of riding time. What do you call an Enlist E3 soybean with elite germplasm? Introducing Pioneer brand A-Series Enlist E3 soybeans, featuring Pioneer's high-performance genetics like no other. Talk to your local Pioneer sales representative to learn more about these exclusive varieties.
It's going to about do it. 10 seconds to go here between Warner and Velker. Warner's going to win this one after riding time by a score of 4-1. That'll give Velker his first loss on the season.
Jacob does win. That's going to bring Tony Cassiopei out. Seabrecht scoreless after one period over there. Let's see. Drake Rhodes will have Moody.
Cade Seabrecht gets a 1-point escape in the second. That gives him a 1-0 lead.
Tony Cassiopei taking on Luke Rasmussen of South Dakota State.
Glazier and
Franklin.
Colby Franklin coming out. Mat number 3.
This Rasmussen kid for South Dakota State. Long and lanky.
Yeah, not very big.
There's Tony. Nice snatch single.
Single right through, yeah.
Finishes
Easy.
for the 2.
Quick, easy takedown for Tony Cassiopei.
I was looking. I saw up at the Midlands last night. Colton Schultz, who beat Tony in the semifinals last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And was one of the top 2 guys in the country. Got beat by a true freshman from Pittsburgh.
Yep, that's what you were saying. 4-0, I think. Didn't even score a point against him.
Yeah, got shut out. It's Tony getting the arm on the back, but the butt goes up in the air, so he hops back around. Franklin and Glazier looking for the chance to wrestle Jacob Warner in the finals tonight.
Cade Seabrecht just gave up a takedown, so he's trailing right now 2-1 in the second period, 37 seconds to go.
Tony trying to get that arm up onto the back. Every time he does, though, Rasmussen able to build his base up under him.
Who's this on deck here on 5? Is that Riggins? Looks like Riggins.
Yes, it is. Riggins will be taking on Harkins of Army. Tony gets the arm onto the back, trying to scoop the head. Like you said, though, he's using his hand, and so they're grabbing the wrist. He scoops it a little more, trying to get his arm underneath. Now he's just trying to horse him over.
But see, he keeps grabbing our wrist, and it's just so hard. He can't scoop the head in far enough. There you go. Now he's got it. It'd just be so much easier if he used the elbow to scoop the head there. He does a really good job of scooping that arm with the knee, though, like that. See that what he's doing right there? Yeah. He does a really good job of that. That's how you put him away, like you just did get the fall right there.
He was very patient once he got to that. 2:16 the time of the fall, so Cassiopei into the finals. There's Glazier in on a shot on Franklin. It takes him down for 2. Seabrecht. Did he get a reversal at the end of the period? Now he's...
Well, he had to have.
Or else he reversed to start this. Either way, he's up 3-2.
I think he must have gotten reversed at the end of the second period, and he started on top of the third period here.
Franklin rolls through and grabs Glazier's leg. Franklin now trying to elevate this against Glazier. Glazier just kicks away, so that'll be the escape for Franklin. Riggins coming out. Said he's supposed to be wrestling against Army.
1 minute to go. Cade Seabrecht up 3-2 still. I don't think ride time's a factor in that one. I can't see it, but just judging how much we got ridden and how much we're riding, I don't think it's a factor. 0-0 between Glazier and Franklin. No, it's 2-1 right now in favor of Glazier over Franklin at the end of the first period.
Franklin's choice, he'll start down. I don't know if they're moving a little quick because Riggins threw his sweatshirt back on. I don't know if they have to wait a few minutes.
They're going to wait till the semifinal matches are complete, which means they're going to have to wait for this Glazier-Franklin match to get over, for the other semifinal to come up onto that for heavyweight, and then they're going to start all the other matches.
Okay.
So it's going to be quite a while, because we're going to have to sit through that whole other heavyweight match, which will be a good time for us to take our breaks and try and get caught up a little bit in commercials.
There's a whip over there on mat number 2. That's Green of Wyoming through Connor Thorpe. Just had the underhook and just launched him with that. And gets the fall out of it. Escape for Franklin, so we're tied up at 2. Glazier with the Hawkeye singlet on. Franklin with the Hawkeye Wrestling Club singlet on. Franklin in on a shot right now on Glazier.
Cade Seabreck won 4-3.
Job to him. Franklin gets high and takes Glazier down, so that'll make the score 4-2 in favor of the freshman from Pennsylvania.
Where's Glazier from?
Glazier's from Albert Lee, Minnesota.
And Franklin's from Pennsylvania.
Du Bois.
Du Bois.
I got home and had 6 messages on my iPad. Like, what is this? And I realized it was Madigan texting you and me, but it went to my iPad instead of my phone. False start on Franklin. He leads 4-2. Updated team scores: the Hawks at 181.5, Army at 91, Columbia 84.5, Wyoming 78.5, South Dakota State 63.5. And aside from Brennan Swafford, the Hawks did not lose a match in the top half of the bracket. Swafford medically forfeited, and then basically you're going to have Jessaroga, who lost, and you've got these two that are wrestling. One of them's going to lose, but they were wrestling against another Hawkeye. So
I'm really concerned about Abe Assad.
yes, sir. That did not look good. Mat number 2, who is that? Drake Rhodes is wrestling over on mat number 2 right now, taking on Moody. Moody, the one that...
That's who Kennedy had fits with.
There's Rhodes, a double leg attempt. Tries to duck under that. Couldn't get anywhere with it. Franklin will take, looks like a 4-2 lead into the third.
Glazier stepping over. Almost had the reversal there.
No one given up because Franklin still had the arm all the way around. So it is 4-2 Franklin's lead.
Glazier's going to choose down to start the third period. Want to do a quick recap of the scores?
Yeah. Start things off at 125. Spencer Lee, a 16-5 major decision over Yore Volk, wrestling unattached for Wyoming. Drake Ayala, a hard-fought 5-2 win over Ethan Bergnick of Army. Cullen Schriever, an 8-2 win over Ryan Franco of Army. On the backside, Jace Rhodes, a 6-2 win over Dylan Coy of Wisconsin. Real Woods wins 12-1 against Caleb Gross of South Dakota State. On the backside, Drew Bennett, sudden victory, 3-1 win over Green of Wyoming. Max Murin defeated teammate Joel Jessaroga 8-3. Caleb Rachi, a big takedown. The final 20 seconds hangs on to win against Anthony Ekamendia 4-3. Patrick Kennedy, a 9-6 win over Cole Moody of Wyoming. Drake Rhodes in the wrestleback round, a 4-0 win over Gino Quidala of Navy. Aiden Ringens in the wrestleback wins 8-3 over Braxton Lewis of VMI. Brennan Swafford medically forfeited. Abe Assad, an 8-6 win over Rogotsky of South Dakota State. Aiden McCain in the wrestlebacks at 184 was pinned by Guillermo Escobedo of Wyoming. Jacob Warner, a 4-1 win over Wyatt Velker of UNI wrestling unattached. Right now, also at 197, it's a 4-3 lead for Colby Franklin for the Hawkeyes against fellow Hawkeye Zach Glazier. That one with 40 seconds to go in regulation. Tony Cassiopei wins by fall in 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
Aiden Reagan's just starting right now against, is that Sanchez Army?
Yeah, not Sanchez. Dalton Harkins.
Harkins, yeah, Harkins.
Franklin takes a shot. Glazier gets the legs back. Front head situation with 10 seconds to go. Glazier at high crotch attempt. Franklin just steps away from it. A shot from a ways away by Glazier. Franklin just down blocking, so Franklin will get the win by a score of 4-3. We need to step out right now. We have not taken a break yet. We've got some guys still wrestling. We will update you on those when we come back. You are listening to the 2022 Soldier Salute. This is Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
Dear driver, on the way to pick up my child, my life flashed before my eyes. It was me you nearly crashed into. Time stopped. I felt hot, like I was wrapped in a blanket. I was thrown into a blur of blinding colors. I saw my husband, children, and mother standing over me. I heard someone screaming. It was me. I saw my hands on the steering wheel. My car steered to avoid you, but it didn't seem like I was even driving. My car stopped alongside the road. I was shaking and out of breath. I was so scared. For me? For other drivers? For you? Dear driver, we share the same roads. Please be careful. Our loved ones are waiting.
What drives you? This message brought to you by the Iowa Department of Transportation.
Want to know what to get me for the holidays? I'll make it easy. I love the great local foods at Local Craft Cellar. From Edgewood Locker hams and smoked turkeys to Milton Creamery cheeses. There's nothing at Local Craft Cellar that's not delicious. Really want to get on my good side this holiday? Include Local Craft Cellar's liquor-infused chocolates or craft beer, wine, and spirits. Could I make it any easier? Visit localcraftcellar.com. That's localcraftcellar.com.
We're all looking for ways to fight inflation. Choosing Monica's can help. Their portions are big, so you can share your meal with someone in your group and still get plenty. Or just take your leftovers home for a free meal tomorrow. Also, you can always order off the specials menu. Every day there are 2 items on special. And always take advantage of free bread and soft drink refills and happy hour on weekdays. Monica's, a great way to fight inflation.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
I'm Sarah Kustok, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and I have a new podcast called NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok.
Ankle breaker! KD!
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be joined by one of the top NBA writers to discuss their latest stories, features, and up-to-the-minute news.
And the rainbow! That, my friends, is Luka Magic!
Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm in a test plot near Portageville, Missouri that's dedicated to new Pioneer brand A-Series Enlist E3 soybeans. Row to row, it looks impressive. But what's more impressive is what you can't see with the naked eye. Exclusive and elite Pioneer genetics. And the performance makes it anything but a regular Enlist E3 soybean. From field to lab, Pioneer brand A-Series Enlist E3 soybeans are like no other.
Making a move from the outhouse to the penthouse? Do you have property your brothers need help with transferring ownership? Do you love everything Hawkeye from Kinnick to Carver? Then you'll want to talk with us. Hi, this is Steve Anderson with Hawkeye Title and Settlement, ready to serve you high-quality real estate title and closing services. Oh, and we also love our Iowa basketball, but we're also happy to assist Cyclone fans too. Hawkeye Title and Settlement of Iowa City and HawkeyeTitle.com. The team you love, the people you trust.
Hit a deer? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty is Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Our premier reputation is built on providing superior customer service, accurate estimates, and high-quality work. Our experienced staff guarantees your vehicle is restored and back on the road in no time. Premier Automotive in North Liberty or online at premierautoiowa.com. Drive safely, but if you hit a deer, call Premier.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Hi, this is Coralville City Administrator Kelly Hayworth with a friendly hello and a reminder to buy local. By doing so, you make Coralville a better place. We appreciate that you eat, shop, stay, and do business in Coralville. Your dollars are important. They support local jobs and local businesses. In our neighborly establishments, personal service and exceptional quality are points of pride. Coralville is ready for you. Thank you for eating, shopping, and doing business in Coralville.
If you see a traffic tie-up and you can pass along the details safely, give us a call on the Grinnell Mutual Traffic Tip Line, 319-423-6868, sponsored by Eden Mutual Insurance in Fenton.
Hey, join us Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for Positively Petland right here on AM 800 KXIC. Doug Wagner with Ron Solsrud from Petland, Iowa City. What's the breed of the week?
It is the Brittany. Is that the right breed for your family? Then we're going to go into what is the right pet for your family this Christmas. We're going to cover them all, and you're going to say, that's the one.
Not the Britney Spears, just the Brittany?
Yeah,
okay,
just
good.
the Brittany.
There we go. Petland, Iowa City's Positive Petland, 9 a.m. Sunday, KXIC.
AM 800 KXIC is your home for Iowa Hawkeye wrestling all season long. Catch every match as Spencer Lee and the Hawkeyes look to add another Big Ten championship and national championship to the trophy case in Iowa City. Hawkeye wrestling on AM 800 KXIC is powered by Iowa City Tire on Kirkwood Avenue, Iowa City.
The best beers are the ones shared with friends. Gather yours and join the fun with Travel Leaders Destination Unlimited and their 23 Oktoberfest and Bohemian Adventure. Go on a trolley beer crawl in Prague, raft a river, climb a mountain, and celebrate in Munich's Oktoberfest. Learn more at duagency.com.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC, Iowa City.
Back in Coralville at the Extreme Arena, Stephen Grace and Mark Ironside as we work through consolation rounds, one final semifinal going on at this year's tournament. Right down here in front of us, wrestleback round at 165, and Aiden Riggins was down 3-2. He got taken down, got the escape, was in on a shot, but Harkins of Army was able to scramble through, and so Riggins will
be eliminated, I think. No, unless they get some extra matches in.
I think he is... No, he will wrestle for 5th tonight. That was the consolation semifinal.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, since he won his match earlier. Siebrecht won his match earlier. Drake Rhodes got defeated by Moody of Wyoming.
What was that score? Did you see? Final? I forgot to stop watching that match.
8-7.
Wow, that was close.
So Rhodes takedown, escape, Moody, takedown, Moody, 3-2 at the end of 1. Escape, takedown for Moody, and then escape. So it was 6-3. Rhodes, escape, gets taken down, escape, gets a takedown right at the very end to lose by a point. Also, while we were at break right there, Ella Schmidt for the Hawkeye women picked up a fall. She got a takedown, locked up an ankle lace, actually rolled it over 3 times, was up 8-0, and then got another takedown and a turn to get the fall. Got UNI coming out right now on mat number 5. That is Wade Mitchell taking on Tanner Craig. Zach Glazier just got done wrestling. He's already on deck on mat number 7.
I've been watching this other semifinal heavyweight down here between Katka of Navy and Rosenfield, unattached, I think, for Wisconsin. This Katka of Navy, I've been watching him throughout this tournament, and he's pretty good. He's fun to watch. He gets after it. He's hit a couple of really nice doubles on Rosenfield, picked him up in the air and put him down pretty hard. So at least... I'm not worried about Cassiopei winning or losing. I'm just glad that Cassiopei should have a decent man. Look at his neck. He got a serious scratch on the right side of his neck, like big time. Look at the referee even pointed out to him, looked like he got scratched by a tiger.
Oh, jeez,
Look at that.
Wow.
Looked like someone slid him with a knife. That's a cut.
Yeah.
That ain't a scratch. That's a cut. But anyway, that should be a good match that pushes Cassiopei a little bit in heavyweight.
Good.
What's Jessica got?
She brings our lunch. Mariah texted that food was ready in the team camp, so she just grabbed, so 2 of them. Did you bring silverware too?
Is it spaghetti? Is that spaghetti? Hey, we're going to have a spaghetti eating contest, hands behind our backs. Hey, that might be a way for us to raise money for the Hawkeye Wrestling Club.
There you go.
For our plunges.
Whoever wins will get some pledges for that to get more pledges. On that note, let's step out. Like I said, we were way behind. We're trying to get caught up on some of our commercials, so we're going to take another quick timeout and be back with more of the Soldier Salute. You're listening to Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
AM 800 KXIC is your home for Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling all season long. Catch every match as Spencer Lee and the Hawkeyes look to add another Big Ten championship and national championship to the trophy case in Iowa City. Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC is powered by Iowa City Tire on Kirkwood Avenue, Iowa City.
The best beers are the ones shared with friends. Gather yours and join the fun with Travel Leaders Destination Unlimited and their 23 Oktoberfest and Bohemian Adventure. Go on a trolley beer crawl in Prague, raft a river, climb a mountain, and celebrate in Munich's Oktoberfest. Learn more at duagency.com.
Local Craft Cellar is open for your game day needs, offering a huge selection of craft beer, wine, and spirits, many Iowa-made favorites. They have the stuff you won't find anywhere else. Carrying one of the best selections of local craft beer in all of Iowa, including those difficult-to-find selections from Pulpit Rock and Dimensional Brewing. Shop Eastern Iowa's best selection of craft beer. Visit 7085C Avenue Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Please drink responsibly.
I'm here for Pioneer Brand Seeds, a block away from another ag company's corporate office. This company concentrates their breeders here, in one centralized location. That's not how Pioneer works. Our breeders are located where their test plots are. That way, Pioneer corn breeders gain insights about what does and doesn't work for a local geography in real time. Ask your local Pioneer sales representative about field-proven Pioneer brand corn hybrids. And like our breeders, they're located near you.
CorridorHalfOff.com has the deals for you right now. You can get half-off rounds of golf to Gardner Golf Course for the 2023 season. You can also get half-off great food from our restaurants like Brick and Iron and Tavern Blue in Coralville or Earl's Chili and Grill in Marion. And don't forget to treat your pets. There's also half-off deals for Muddy Puppy Pet Market in Coralville. All these deals are available right now at CorridorHalfOff.com. Certificates available is limited, so log on to CorridorHalfOff.com now to take advantage.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
I'm in an area called Trade Integration at Pioneer. So what's the trade being integrated? The Enlist E3 trade for soybeans. And what's it being integrated with? That's the big news. The Enlist E3 trait is now integrated with Pioneer's own exclusive and elite genetics. They're called Pioneer Brand A-Series Enlist E3 soybeans. And there are no other soybeans like it on the market. Pioneer Brand A-Series Enlist E3 soybeans, like no other.
Hey, join us Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for Positively Petland right here on AM 800 KXIC. Doug Wagner with Ron Solzrud from Petland, Iowa City. What's the breed of the week?
It is the Brittany. Is that the right breed for your family? Then we're going to go into what is the right pet for your family this Christmas. We're going to cover them all, and you're going to say, that's the one.
Not the Britney Spears, just the Brittany?
Yeah,
okay,
just
good.
the Brittany.
There we go. Petland, Iowa City's Positive Petland, 9 a.m. Sunday, KXIC.
Dear driver, on the way to pick up my child, my life flashed before my eyes. It was me you nearly crashed into. Time stopped. I felt hot like I was wrapped in a blanket. I was thrown into a blur of blinding colors. I saw my husband, children, and mother standing over me. I heard someone screaming. It was me. I saw my hands on the steering wheel. My car steered to avoid you, but it didn't seem like I was even driving. My car stopped alongside the road. I was shaking and out of breath. I was so scared. For me? For other drivers? For you? Dear driver, we share the same roads. Please be careful. Our loved ones are waiting.
What drives you? This message brought to you by the Iowa Department of Transportation.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena in Coralville. Stephen Grace, Mark Ironside, as we work through consolation rounds of the 2022 Soldier Salute. Also continuing on action with the women's bracket, and the Hawkeye women taking part there. Right now, in the women's side, the Hawkeye women wrestling unattached are in second place behind Army. Army has 101.5. The unattached team, which is the Hawkeyes, have 90. Life University has 70. Indiana Tech 63.5. And Iowa Wesleyan at 55. And right now, Brianna Gonzalez just comes out for the Hawkeye women. She gets an early takedown. She's taking on Tahani Soares of Indiana Tech. Wade Mitchell of UNI still losing on mat number 5. Zach Glazier, it looks like he is on deck on mat number 7. Hawkeyes will be represented in all 10 weights in the finals tonight, including a couple of head-to-heads. At 125, Spencer Lee will be taking on Drake Ayala. Lee with an impressive 15-5 major over Yore Volk of Wyoming, and Ayala with a nice 5-2 win over Bergnick of Army. At 133 pounds, Colin Schriever for the Hawkeyes. An 8-2 win over Franco of Army. He will be taking on Angelo Rini of Columbia in the finals. At 141 pounds, Real Woods has 2 tech falls and now a 12-1 major decision. He will be taking on Julian Sanchez of Army. Sanchez defeated Bennett 3-2 in the quarterfinals for the Hawkeyes. That was a rematch of the dual meet. So, big opportunity for Woods there. All Hawkeye final at 149, Max Murin with a win over teammate Joel Jezeroga. He will be taking on Caleb Rachi, who got a takedown in the final 20 seconds to defeat Anthony Ekamindia, wrestling unattached. Cuban, formerly of Ohio State. So, big one there for the Hawkeyes. Nobody wrestling at 157. That final will be Jacob Wright of Wyoming taking on Cale Swenson of South Dakota State. 165 pounds, Patrick Kennedy will be taking on Jack Thompson, wrestling unattached from South Dakota State. At 174 pounds, it is Lennox Wolak of Columbia. He will be taking on Ben Pasuik. Pasuik of Army won by medical forfeit against Brennan Swafford in the semifinals today. 184, Iowa's Abe Assad. A 9-6 win, got his knee tweaked, so we'll see. Hopefully he can feel better. If he does go tonight, he would be taking on Bennett Berge, wrestling unattached. I believe he is from South Dakota State as well. At 197, another all Hawkeye final. Jacob Warner wins over Wyatt Volker of UNI in the semis. He will face teammate Colby Franklin, who defeated also teammate Zach Glazier. So 3/4 of that semifinals was Hawkeyes. And then at heavyweight, Tony Cassiopei, 3 falls through the tournament. He will be taking on Ryan Katka of Navy, which should be a good matchup there as well. And the team scores on the men's side, the Hawks with 181.5, Army with 94.5, Wyoming 90.5, Columbia 84.5, South Dakota State at 70.5. And that is where we stand right now. Looks like Glazier still on deck, so let's sneak in one more break to try to get a little bit more caught up. We'll be back with more from Coralville. This is Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
Iowans, you have dozens of betting options. Try a sports book built by bettors and run by bettors. Fred Doan started Betfred over 50 years ago with funds from a winning bet, and he's been known for delivering the best betting experience ever since. Visit betfredsports.com to give us a try. New customers betting $50 get 111 in Fred bets and up to 200 Fred bets per week for 5 weeks. Terms apply. Proud partner of the Iowa Cubs and Iowa Wild. Must be 21 plus. Wagers only accepted in Iowa. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
This is Coralville Mayor Megan Foster. The city of Coralville was founded in 1873. Help us celebrate 150 years of building our community. Join the sesquicentennial celebration through October 2023. The city of Coralville will mark this milestone with activities, festivals, and events to celebrate our hometown's rich history, traditions, and diversity. Visit coralville.org/Coralville150 for more information about our rich history and bright future.
Hit a deer? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty is Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Our premier reputation is built on providing superior customer service, accurate estimates, and high-quality work. Our experienced staff guarantees your vehicle is restored and back on the road in no time. Premier Automotive in North Liberty or online at premierautoiowa.com. Drive safely, but if you hit a deer, call Premier.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Back at Coralville, the 2022 Soldier Salute, Stephen Grace and Mark Ironside. I think we got to wait a little bit for Zach Glazier to have the appropriate rest time before he comes out on mat number 7. Mat number 8 just saw Ava Bayless resting unattached for the Hawkeye women pick up a tech fall, 10-0. Brianna Gonzalez had gotten a tech fall a little while ago. Ella Schmidt with the fall for the Hawkeyes. Valerie Hamilton with a 9-3 decision. So, this Hawkeye women's team doing some good things. Having some fun coaching each other, and it's just been fun to kind of watch them and see them as they progress through.
Given an opportunity,
like you said, just get some matches in.
Yep, just getting matches in, get them an opportunity to be out on the mat in front of some fans too.
Yeah,
it's nice that we got.
Well, and it's been cool because there's been times that you'll see a tech fall or a pin, and you hear the crowd react to it.
Yeah, that's
it's not
what I
like
was gonna say.
They're just in the corner. Who cares?
Earlier, we had 3 guys wrestling for the men's side. And I'm watching these matches. We have 3 over here, and all of a sudden I hear all the yelling or the cheering, and I'm like, what's going on? And with the women's side, we had something going on over there.
Yeah.
So they're obviously, paying attention and watching. It's good for the women to be able to come out and have an opportunity to wrestle in front of the Iowa fans. And there's definitely a lot more people in here today, which makes a lot of sense. Off work today and starting at noon today versus yesterday. It's good to see. It's good to see a lot more people in the merchandise booth today as well too. And if you weren't able to make it in person today, you can get all your Soldier Salute apparel on the Iowa Style Apparel website as well too, as it's all uploaded onto there, and you can shop the Iowa Style Apparel website for your Soldier Salute merchandise, tournament merchandise as well.
Iowa247365.com.
No, Iowa Style Apparel.
IowaStyleApparel.com.
Iowa Style Apparel. When I switched to Iowa Style Apparel,
that's right. You did it the whole
we got rid of the Iowa 24/7/365.
There you go.
So it's just IowaStyleApparel.com.
Gotcha. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated, voted best of the area for the 10th consecutive year, proudly supports Hawkeye Wrestling. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets in Iowa City. Also, Main Street Sweets, been serving great ice cream and food in the heart of downtown West Branch for over 10 years, offering great burgers, tenderloins, cheese balls, and more, along with many awesome ice cream treats. Order online, call ahead, or stop in to visit. Main Street Sweets, owned and operated by my wife Jessica and me, on the web at mainstreetsweetswb.com. Can't order online or stop in this week. We took a week off around the Christmas holiday.
Should have taken last week off, like I was telling you yesterday, when it's so bitterly cold out. And then this week, when it's actually pretty nice, be the week to be open. But you were obviously tied up here, and Jessica here with the Soldier Salute.
She's doing a good thing. I mean, look at that. That's some pasta with some chicken and some broccoli. Jessica ran down. Mariah had some food for us. So we ran down, and she got the food, realized we forgot the silverware, so she ran down and got it too. So she's taking care of us. She's helping us out. So I may share mine with her just to give her a little bit. Score big savings. Shop online at HyVDeals.com. Hy-Vee is proud to support Hawkeye Wrestling. Well, we've got some more Hawkeyes coming up here in just a little bit. While we await them, we're going to step out, take a couple more breaks. You're listening to the 2022 Soldier Salute live from Extreme Arena in Coralville. This is Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
I'm Sarah Kustok, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and I have a new podcast called NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok.
Ankle breaker! KD!
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be joined by one of the top NBA writers to discuss their latest stories, features, and up-to-the-minute news.
And the rainbow! That, my friends, is Luka Magic!
Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome to True Confessions of a Des Moines Painter. The names and voices have been changed to protect the guilty.
Well, the homeowner asked us to paint their cabinets. That's all right by me. I'll just hire a subcontractor and hope they show up on time.
Don't let this happen to you. When you need your cabinets to look brand new, hire Cabinet RX. They don't use subcontractors.
I'm Carl, the expert in refinishing your cabinets. I've been doing this for years, bringing beauty to your cabinets.
Go to CabinetRx.net today. The doctor is in.
We're all looking for ways to fight inflation. Choosing Monica's can help. Their portions are big, so you can share your meal with someone in your group and still get plenty. Or just take your leftovers home for a free meal tomorrow. Also, you can always order off the specials menu. Every day there are 2 items on special. And always take advantage of free bread and soft drink refills and happy hour on weekdays. Monica's, a great way to fight inflation.
AM 800 KXIC is your home for Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling all season long. Catch every match as Spencer Lee and the Hawkeyes look to add another Big Ten championship and national championship to the trophy case in Iowa City. Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC is powered by Iowa City Tire on Kirkwood Avenue, Iowa City.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC, Iowa City.
Back in Coralville at the Soldier Salute, as we've got several of the extra bracket matches going on right now. Down on mat number 1, Leif Schroeder for the Hawkeyes, taking on Matthew Williams of Army. Schroeder trailing that one right now by a score of 2-1. Over on mat number 4, Mickey Griffith at 184, a 2-0 lead. Trying to get the arm up on the back, taking on Kennedy Wyatt of Bellarmine. It's actually a nice job by Griffith over there as Wyatt was in on a shot pretty deep. He was able to throw the whizzer in, but instead of just hanging on, he was able to continue to work, fought for some better position, and turned it into some offense of his own to get the takedown. Trying to get that arm on the back, couldn't get it, gets a stall call against Wyatt, then tried to throw a half, and they go out of bounds. Down there on mat number 8, just coming out, Kylie Velker. And tell you what, guys, if you are planning on either coming tonight to watch or you're going to go watch some Hawkeye women's wrestling when they can start competing next year, be in your seats and ready. Kylie Velker, takedown, ankle lace, bam, 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 10-0 tech fall. Freestyle rules, and I knew she was coming out. I was watching these other matches. I looked back, didn't even see her get the takedown. I just saw her finish up the last 2 of her ankle laces and get the 10-0 tech fall. These ladies are good. They're going to be fun to watch in the coming years. Coach Clarissa Chun, Gary Mayab, that staff they're working on putting together. Really excited to see that come together with the women. Down here, Leif Schroeder gets a takedown and some near falls. I think he got a 2 count. Zach Glazier just coming out. Glazier wrestling over on mat number 7. He is taking on Tyler Musaw of VMI. Musaw in on a shot. Glazier trying to break the grip. Wyatt Velker gets a fall over there on mat number 6, it looks like. Glazier goes to stalemate. Mat number 3, Evan Yant wrestling for Northern Iowa against Cooper Voorhees of Wyoming. It's a 5-2 lead right now for Voorhees over Yant. Mickey Griffith on mat number 4, continuing to ride, leading 2-0. Now into a suckback, getting near falls. He was just under the arm, like he was going to try to put a half in, and then just pulled him back. Seeing if he can reach up and adjust, scooping that head. Unable to as Wyatt gets back over to his belly, but he gets a 4 count, gives him a 6-0 lead. Leif Schroeder did get 2-2, so he's got a 5-2 lead. Minute 42 to go down there on mat number 1 in period number 2. Glazier gets taken down on mat number 7 against Musa of VMI. Gets to his feet and picks him up with one arm as he was around on the side and just kind of shucked him off, threw him back to the mat, and gets the hips back around behind and gets the 2-point reversal. So that one's tied up at 2. Glazier wrestling. This is the Consolation semifinals. So if Glazier wins, he would wrestle Velker of UNI wrestling unattached for the 3rd place tonight. If he loses, then he would wrestle Lucas of Navy for 5th place. Throwing the leg in, gets a half, getting some near falls. Glazier seeing if he can adjust. He's a little high there, not in great position to get the fall. Now he scoots those hips back over, seeing if he can settle back a little bit. That far arm trapped underneath, kind of helping VMI fight that off, but he's able to adjust just enough, and Zach Glazier gets the fall in 1 minute and 59 seconds. So he will wrestle Velker for 3rd place tonight. Terry Brands enjoys seeing that. That's going to bring out Hill taking on Rosenfeld from Wyoming. That one's going to be a little while because they do have rest time that they need there. These other matches, Griffith has got a cradle against him, but he's able to pop off of that and gets that Merkel position and gets the 2-point reversal to give him a 10-0 lead. That's in the 2nd period. Leif Schroeder continuing to lead by a score of 7-2. That's down on mat number 1. We've got mat number 2. I believe that's Easton Fleshman making his way out. This is one of the extra matches. He's taking on Jonah Schmidtke, wrestling unattached from Wisconsin. Molly's Cupcakes, proudly serving their cookies and treats inside Kinnick Stadium and Carver Hawkeye Arena. For a taste of unique flavors you'll love, stop by their downtown Iowa City location for homemade cupcakes, cookies, cakes, bars, and coffee drinks. Molly's Cupcakes, a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Fleshman on 2. Schroeder trying to fight off a shot right now, leading 7-2 in the 3rd on mat 1. Mickey Griffith, a 12-1 lead on Wyatt. He's got that far wrist trapped underneath, but they're right on the edge, almost out of bounds into the hockey penalty box. Schroeder wasn't fighting off it. Actually a scram. His opponent from Army started down. Same thing, Army rolls, grabs our leg. It's got us draped up over the back. Schroeder hanging on to an ankle. Going to stalemate it most likely. The guy really able to advance. Well, they're going to let it keep going. I don't know. Now Army does sit back into Schroeder a little bit. And then just kicks away, gets the escape, so that makes it 7-3 now. Bellamere for the Hawkeye women wrestling down on mat number 8 now against Sydney Ramos of Tiffin University. Just getting underway. Fleshman and Schmidtke down on mat number 2. Fleshman trying to get an underhook. Pressuring in, but Schmidtke circling away from him, and Fleshman just continues to circle around behind him and just drives him to the mat and gets the 2 right away. Horses that arm up onto the back. Seeing if he can get out front with it. Bellemere with the takedown, ankle lace 2, ankle lace 2, ankle lace 2, ankle lace 2. That's going to do it. She adds another one for good measure, another one for good measure. She wins by a score of 10-0. There's Leif Schroeder getting another takedown in his match. He's going to finish with a score of 9-3. Easton Fleshman, 2-0 is his score. Now we've got, trying to see who that is on the women's side down there. Let me get that refreshed a little bit. So Grace Doring of Indiana Tech and Erin Martin of Tiffin. Fleshman trying to run that arm bar over there on mat number 2. Mat number 1, new match coming out, and that looks like Aiden McCain. And about ready to get taken down.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I was catching up with Max Thompson, former Port City Union, 4-timer out of Iowa, and went on to Northern Iowa, had a good career at Northern Iowa. Knew him growing up through high school and watched him in Northern Iowa quite a bit. He just come walking by and was talking to him and talking to his brother Jack, who Patrick Kennedy's wrestling in the finals. Just talking a lot about wrestling in general and how the sport's kind of evolving, a little bit like how we were talking about before. And he was talking about the COVID year, and because I asked him what year his brother is. He's been out of school, and he said, why is he wrestling unattached? And he said because his first year there was a COVID year, and then he wrestled, and then now this is his third year, and he's redshirting. But he's like, you take a guy like Michael Kemmer, who was the same age as Max Thompson, and he wrestled 2 years more than Max Thompson.
Yeah.
He got a medical, and then he got the COVID, and he took the COVID. So it's just crazy. And he made the comment, you just see a lot of these older guys that take the COVID years, and they get to be like a 6th year, and just physically you can just see, and mentally they're just not really into it as much,
Yeah. It's interesting because you get that extra maturity, and so there's a lot of difference between an 18-year-old and a 24-year-old, but it's also a lot more wear and tear on your body, and
it's a lot.
Having to cut weight and make the weigh-ins, and people don't understand, it's not just, hey, you starve yourself and then you eat and gorge. I mean, it's a process that you maintain that weight and try to do it the right way, but that makes it hard.
And, where we went with that conversation, too, is, how some of these, coaches aren't wrestling their athletes like every match. It's like, does Spencer wrestle in this tournament? Is he going to wrestle tonight? And, these athletes that have been around for so long, they do have injuries. You kind of have to look out for them a little bit and not overdo it with them, and give them some time off, and don't put them in a tough situation on a regular basis all the time. And it's even like my daughter Hannah and I were talking about this morning, and all the injuries and softball injuries even, because she plays the sport of softball, and I think a lot of that stems from playing year round and no breaks, and so much just the same repetitive movements all the time. And it just, this day and age in sports and stuff, you're just expected to do it all the time, 365 days a year, and it's not good on your body or your mind. You need fresh breaks away. You need to step away from the sport and come back fresh. Take a month off, and it's good for the body and the mind. So you got to be careful with these guys as they get older, and it's their, sixth year, and be smart. And so I'd be really surprised if Spencer wrestles Drake tonight. I mean, it's like Max just told me, he's like, I would never expect, Spencer to wrestle Drake tonight. What's he have to gain by that?
Right.
It's already his spot. He's wrestles him in the room all the time. He came out, he weighed in 2 days in a row. He wrestled a match this morning, and time to start preparing for Illinois next Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's how, Tom's thinking as well, too. even though it'd be great for the fans to see it. And like yesterday, I'm on the radio here saying, please, 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 Tom. But at the same time, you need to do what's right for your athlete. And that's what I always say. You got to do what's right for your athlete.
Yeah.
And sometimes the coaches don't do that. Sometimes they put, some rivalries and bitterness between each other and say, I'm not going to wrestle you, or they're not going to wrestle me. And then, but you know what? You got to do what's best for the athlete. Put aside all that stuff and do what's best for the athlete. And so sometimes the best thing for the athlete is to wrestle. But in situations like this, I would say no.
On the mats right now, on mat number 1, that is Aiden McCain trailing 2-1 to Micah DiCarlo of the Citadel, now 3-1. Mat number 2, Easton Fleshman in these extra matches, a 2-1 lead against Jonah Schmidtke. Mat number 3, Gino Quadola of Navy trailing Braxton Lewis of VMI. Mat number 4, Benji Hobart of the Citadel trailing Kyle Mosher of Columbia 4-2. Mat number 5, just getting started. Grant Odell wrestling unattached against Andrew Garr of Columbia. Mat number 6, Josh Evans of VMI and William Muckler of Bellarmine scoreless. And over here on mat number 7 in the second period, Gannon Rosenfeld of Wisconsin wrestling unattached leads Bradley Hill of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club 4-1. Hill about ready to get a reversal, it looks like. There is the 2. That makes it 4-3 with 30 seconds to go. As I look up, I see that Fleshman won over on mat number 2. Let's see. 3-1 was the final score. He won. McCain trailing 3-1. Hill 4-3. Then he gets reversed right at the end of the period, so he trails 6-3. University of Iowa Healthcare has the game plan for your same-day healthcare needs. If you need treatment for a common illness or minor injury, visit one of several UI Quick Care or Urgent Care locations throughout the Iowa City-Cedar Rapids corridor. Their care and expertise will help you get back in the game. UI Healthcare, proud to sponsor your Iowa Hawkeyes.
What's McCain wrestling for here, Steven?
This is one of those extra matches.
Matthews is coming up. Oh, no.
Looks like Matthews is going to win by forfeit in his extra match. Again, those are brackets that guys that went 0-2 yesterday, Josh Schamberger was talking about it last night, finding ways to just create an extra bracket after the main tournament has wrestled through what they need to. Give these guys a chance to get another way in, get some extra matches in here, just get out here and compete. And so it's a good way to just get them some opportunities to get more mat time instead of, hey, we paid to enter this tournament, we showed up, we had 2 really hard matches, lost, and we're just done, and we go home. And so,
yeah, it's a great concept. And I was talking to Josh this morning, too, and the coaches really, really seem to like that a lot. It's not about just coming here and wrestling your normal tournament and going 0-2. That's giving the guys some extra matches, especially for the guys that, are wrestling unattached and are freshmen and stuff like that. It's a great opportunity for them.
Yeah. Minute to go over there. Heavyweight match. That is Bradley Hill against Rosenfeld. And that's actually the Consolation semifinals right there. Rosenfeld just got beat by Katka of Navy.
So this is Hill, third or fifth.
Yep, Hill, if he wins, would go to wrestle for third place. If he loses, he would wrestle for fifth against Chesser of the Citadel.
Have you seen Felicity wrestle at all anymore today? Wrestle at all today, I should say?
Yeah. You blinked and you missed it.
Yeah.
Take down, ankle lace, ankle lace, ankle lace, ankle lace. Gage Marty looks like he did not weigh in or make weight. Made weight because he's 285, but
I don't know. He's big. Maybe he did. But after all those matches yesterday, I had to have a hard time believing he's not underweight.
Yeah. But it just shows he medically forfeited. He won his match last night. And then Fleshman wrestling in that extra match. Got the win, so he will wrestle Huff of Bellarmine. And I believe that will be yet this session. Hill does lose, so he'll wrestle for 5th. We're going to step out for another break. We'll come back with more from Extreme Arena in Coralville. This is the 2022 Soldier Salute and Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
We're all looking for ways to fight inflation. Choosing Monica's can help. Their portions are big, so you can share your meal with someone in your group and still get plenty. Or just take your leftovers home for a free meal tomorrow. Also, you can always order off the specials menu. Every day there are 2 items on special. And always take advantage of free bread and soft drink refills and happy hour on weekdays. Monica's, a great way to fight inflation.
I'm Sarah Kustok, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and I have a new podcast called NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be joined by one of the top NBA writers to discuss their latest stories, features, and up-to-the-minute news.
And the rainbow! That, my friends, is Luka Magic!
Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Your financial future in focus. It's Premier Investments of Iowa here on AM 800 KXIC Sunday between 8:30 and 9. Join the crew from Premier Investments of Iowa 8:30 to 9 Sunday on AM 800 KXIC.
Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Hi, Hawkeye fans. My name is Denali. And I'm Briley. We're still members of your Iowa Hawkeye softball team. During the off-season, conditioning is number one. At Iowa City Tire and Service, they keep our cars in top running condition year-round. And they treat their customers like family. Find them at 410 Kirkwood Avenue or online at ictire.com. Proud sponsors of Hawkeye Softball. Iowa City Tire and Service, where service actually comes first. Go Hawks! Woo-hoo!
Hawk fans, stop in and visit Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. It's within walking distance to Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as some great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of the Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffrey radio show. Come find your place at Hyatt Regency, where we care for people so they can be their best.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Your financial future in focus. It's Premier Investments of Iowa here on AM 800 KXIC Sunday between 8:30 and 9. Join the crew from Premier Investments of Iowa 8:30 to 9 Sunday on AM 800 KXIC.
Is it getting harder to find new customers? After all, it's one thing to run a business and another to grow it. But what if you had access to everyone listening to me right now? Access to all the customers in your area. As the #1 audio company in America, iHeartMedia gives you access to all the customers you need to grow at a fraction of the cost of digital, video, and social advertising. Get started today. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Welcome back to the Soldier Salute. Stephen Grayson, Mark Ironside, working through consolations on the men's side. And continuing on action with the women's brackets. A couple of those are true 16-person brackets. A couple of those are round robins. Ella Schmidt from Bettendorf into that front headlock looking for the whip over and ended up adjusting and just getting the 2-point takedown. And then gets a 2-point exposure. Now she's looking for a cradle. No points. Unable to advance, so they'll go back to their feet. She leads 4-0. Carson Martinson waiting to come out over here on mat number 7. He's scheduled to wrestle Rahim Ramatullah.
Say Ella Schmidt's wrestling a girl from Iowa Westland.
Yep, Isabel Hawley.
I see Cash Wilkie in the corner. And who else is that down in the corner?
Stephen Holloway. Stephen Holloway.
Holloway, yep.
I knew it. I just couldn't. It just blanked on me for a second. You got Wilkie, Holloway, and Jake Cadle down there. There's Ella Schmidt stacking up for a fall.
She got the fall out of that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, good job to Ella.
Ella's tall.
Well, before that match, Army has 101.5, and the Hawkeye women have 94.5, and Life University at 72. Velker beat McNulty twice. Kelly beat McNulty twice. And so Velker and Kelly will wrestle one more time. At 101, it'll be an all-Iowa final. Sterling Diaz against Emily Gonzalez. At 109. Round robin. And they're still working through those. A couple more matches. You got Gonzalez and Bayless both that have been wrestling. 116, Felicity Taylor has gone by. Fall, 10-0 Tech fall. She's got Gould of Army in the finals. That could be interesting for the team score. Nobody at 123. Nobody at 130. 136. Ania Estrella had to forfeit out of the tournament. She won, and then was injured. Valerie Hamilton is still alive, wrestling for third. Looks like Carson Martinson's going to win by forfeit, so his opponent didn't show up. At 143, Reese Laramendi is going to be wrestling in the championship. Ella Schmidt actually had been knocked out of the main tournament, so she's just getting some extra matches down there. 155, Bella Meir. Looks like she's on her way to winning as she has won all of her matches so far. She's got a good one against McBride. Latifa McBride. I think both have won all of their matches, so that could be for the championship. They each have one more match before that. That should be a good one. Yeah, Ella Schmidt wrestling in her 143 Consolation, so her match is not counting towards the team score. Let's step out, take another break. We'll be back with more from Coralville. You're listening to the Soldier Salute. This is Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
Is it getting harder to find new customers? After all, it's one thing to run a business and another to grow it. But what if you had access to everyone listening to me right now? Access to all the customers in your area. As the #1 audio company in America, iHeartMedia gives you access to all the customers you need to grow at a fraction of the cost of digital, video, and social advertising. Get started today. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Hey, join us Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for Positively Petland right here on AM 800 KXIC. Doug Wagner with Ron Solzrud from Petland, Iowa City. What's the breed of the week?
It is the Brittany. Is that the right breed for your family? Then we're going to go into what is the right pet for your family this Christmas. We're going to cover them all, and you're going to say, that's the one.
Not the Britney Spears, just the Brittany?
Yeah,
okay,
just
good.
the Brittany.
There we go. Petland, Iowa City's Positive Petland, 9 a.m. Sunday, KXIC.
Want to know what to get me for the holidays? I'll make it easy. I love the great local foods at Local Craft Cellar. From Edgewood Locker hams and smoked turkeys to Milton Creamery cheeses. There's nothing at Local Craft Cellar that's not delicious. Really want to get on my good side this holiday? Include Local Craft Cellar's liquor-infused chocolates or craft beer, wine, and spirits. Could I make it any easier? Visit localcraftcellar.com. That's localcraftcellar.com.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Hi, Hawkeye fans. My name is Denali. And I'm Briley. We're still members of your Iowa Hawkeye softball team. During the off-season, conditioning is #1. At Iowa City Tire and Service, they keep our cars in top running condition year-round. And they treat their customers like family. Find them at 410 Kirkwood Avenue or online at ictire.com. Proud sponsors of Hawkeye softball. Iowa City Tire and Service, where service actually comes first. Go Hawks! Woo-hoo!
Want to know what to get me for the holidays? I'll make it easy. I love the great local foods at Local Craft Cellar. From Edgewood Locker hams and smoked turkeys to Milton Creamery cheeses. There's nothing at Local Craft Cellar that's not delicious. Really want to get on my good side this holiday? Include Local Craft Cellar's liquor-infused chocolates or craft beer, wine, and spirits. Could I make it any easier? Visit localcraftcellar.com. That's localcraftcellar.com.
Is it getting harder to find new customers? After all, it's one thing to run a business and another to grow it. But what if you had access to everyone listening to me right now? Access to all the customers in your area. As the #1 audio company in America, iHeartMedia gives you access to all the customers you need to grow at a fraction of the cost of digital, video, and social advertising. Get started today. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Okay, close your eyes and imagine.
Well, unless you're driving.
Yes, imagine you bought a scratch ticket from the Iowa Lottery.
Or someone gave you one.
Yes, right. And you scratch, and you've won.
Won big.
Yes, in fact, there are 13 holiday games with big cash prizes. And if you don't win, play it again. You can still win up to $100,000 in the VIP club.
But you have to enter and see rules and complete details at ialottery.com/VIP.
Yes. Thank you.
Woohoo! This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Hi, Hawkeye fans. My name is Denali. And I'm Briley. We're still members of your Iowa Hawkeye softball team. During the off-season, conditioning is #1. At Iowa City Tire and Service, they keep our cars in top running condition year-round. And they treat their customers like family. Find them at 410 Kirkwood Avenue or online at ictire.com. Proud sponsors of Hawkeye softball. Iowa City Tire and Service, where service actually comes first. Go Hawks! Woo-hoo!
Want to know what to get me for the holidays? I'll make it easy. I love the great local foods at Local Craft Cellar. From Edgewood Locker hams and smoked turkeys to Milton Creamery cheeses. There's nothing at Local Craft Cellar that's not delicious. Really want to get on my good side this holiday? Include Local Craft Cellar's liquor-infused chocolates or craft beer, wine, and spirits. Could I make it any easier? Visit localcraftcellar.com. That's localcraftcellar.com.
Get smarter every day at Aussie.com. Try a new news site that tells you about the most interesting people, places, and ideas. Discover the next Obama, or maybe the next LeBron James. Try OZY.com right now. Aussie, it's like a latte for your mind. Get some.
Is it getting harder to find new customers? After all, it's one thing to run a business and another to grow it. But what if you had access to everyone listening to me right now? Access to all the customers in your area. As the #1 audio company in America, iHeartMedia gives you access to all the customers you need to grow at a fraction of the cost of digital, video, and social advertising. Get started today. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
Welcome back to the Soldier Salute. Stephen Grace and Mark Ironside. We've got some women's matches going on. We've got some extra matches in the men's side of the bracket. Most of the championship brackets have been determined. As Cade Siebrecht wrestling down here in front of us in one of those extra matches on mat number 5. Trailing 2-0 against Brown of Army. This is actually the final of this consolation bracket. So these two guys both went 0-2 yesterday, but have come back and won a couple matches to get the opportunity here.
I know we keep saying it, but it's really cool that they do this. And I've never seen anything like this before in any other tournaments, open tournaments or anything. It's awesome.
Leave it to Josh Schamberger and Luke Eustace to come up with something innovative and creative to be able to just help grow wrestling. On the mats right now, mat 1, Isaac Dolph of VMI, Kennedy Wyatt, waiting to get started because of rest time required. Mat number 2, Tanner Craig of Army West Point, trailing Nate Wheeler of Indiana Tech 2-0. Mat 3, Derek Cardinal of South Dakota State, taking on Dyson Dunham. Cardinal leading 2-0 against VMI. Mat number 4, George Rosas of the Citadel, 9-1 lead over Hillary of the Citadel. Cade Siebrecht gave up a 4-point near fall. He's going to trail 6-0 going into the second period. Mat number 6, Jackson Bowes of South Dakota State, 3-0 lead over Jai Sodi, wrestling unattached. And Easton Fleshman scheduled to wrestle on 7. It sounds like they're going to close mat 7 and move those just because of some of the rest times. So waiting for that. Over on mat number 8, Sydney Kutsky of Indiana Tech against Taylor Wilson of Indiana Tech. Looks like Gonzalez for the Hawkeye women waiting on deck on mat number 8. That is Brianna Gonzalez, and then Ava Bayless in the hole right behind that. Siebrecht gets taken down again. He trails 8-0 in the second period.
Yeah, he's not doing so hot this match. Flat on the mat. It's only the second period, but really having a tough time getting his hips and knees underneath him.
When you plant Whiffles, you're not just choosing superior seed corn, you're making a statement, one that says staying independent, staying family-owned means something on your farm. Make your choice. Plant your independence. Plant Whiffles.
Caleb Young, Dan Dennis in the corner for Cade Siebrecht.
Got Tom Brandon Sorensen right there behind the wall, watching it right in front of him. Finals coming up starting at 6 o'clock tonight. Said we're going to have a full Iowa flair in those. So should be some fun matchups and good opportunities for these guys. You know, a lot of people asking the question if Spencer's going to wrestle against Ayala or not. Just have to wait
I'd be
and see.
surprised. I would be surprised. But regardless, there's going to be some good finals matches. There's going to be good wrestling. If you're listening right now and you're local and you don't have anything going on tonight, I'd highly recommend coming here and paying probably, $25 to get in tonight. It's $25 for a day pass. You could come now, it's $25, or come at 6 o'clock tonight, it's $25. But I'd highly recommend coming in and just watching some great finals, both men's and women's wrestling.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great environment in here. Fun to watch tonight. It's the inaugural Soldier Salute. It's going to be a really good atmosphere. I'm excited for tonight. See how this pans out. They're going to have the finals set up kind of like a dog bone with the men down on our right and the women on the left. First place mats in the middle, and then third and fifths on the ends. But, yeah, if you're just looking for something to do tonight and you got time, and get down here and come to the Extreme Arena, get a bite to eat beforehand, bring some friends. There's a lot more people just keep showing up today that I haven't seen. There's just been trickling in all day that I haven't seen here in 2 days.
How about this? They're going to add mat number 7 to the women's. So you got Luke Eustace out there. They've got a tape tool there. So it's basically a long pole and then like a tape dispenser on the end. So they get everything set, held in the middle. And then you got Dylan Carew coming out to help him.
You got to put both of your feet.
You know, just kind of hold it in place. And then that'll allow him to mark that warning area 1 meter inside of the outside. Pretty neat to see that process taking place. Siebrecht, 30 seconds to go. He's going to lose. He's down 12-0, plus he's got 4 minutes of riding time against him. Brianna Gonzalez got the tech fall over there. Now takedown for Ava Bayless. Kind of ironic because yesterday the women's matches were going so fast, so they just moved them down to one mat, and now it's like, we need to speed these up a little bit and give the men a little extra time. Some of those things to, like Josh Schamberger said yesterday, he's taking notes, he's learning, he's figuring out, a lot of good here. And there's some things that you can always learn to get better, and just like the wrestlers. You don't just go out and say, here, I'm good because I can win a match. You go out and say, I won that match, but how can I get better and win that match more the next time I wrestle? Bayless out to a 6-0 lead now.
I think the women's final should be fun to watch tonight. I'm looking forward to the 136-pound final to watch that world team member from Iowa Westland wrestle.
Yeah.
Cannot pronounce her name, so I'm not even going to try. But she's wrestling a girl from Army that has teched her way through the tournament so far, so hopefully it's a decent match to watch.
I believe it's Adagwu Nwachukwu. Probably butchered it, but however you pronounce it, you say really good wrestler.
Comes Fleshman.
Down here on mat number 5. And he is going to be taking on
Guy from
Bellarmine, I believe.
Yeah.
Thad Huff. Getting everything switched over. It's kind of interesting because, yesterday they said, hey, we've wrapped up our women's brackets. Give us a minute to switch the controller over. And you don't think about it, but it is just a little bit different. It's not just, hey, we're on track, we just click to score points. Because track is set up to say, this is high school rules, this is college rules, this is freestyle, this is Greco. And so it gives you different options. So it's not just, okay, we're going to throw a match over there. It's, we got to change the setup just a little bit. So,
well, the men and women both will go at the exact same time tonight. So on the left side of the arena, as we're looking at it, will be the women's, and then on the right side will be the men's. And so there will be 6 mats, and the middle 2 mats will be the finals for the men and the finals for the women, and then the 2 end mats will be 3rd for the women, 3rd for the men, 5th for the women, 5th for the men. So they will run simultaneously with each other throughout the evening, so you can watch both men and women at the same time. It's not women first and then men, or men first and then women, or everything go on at once. It'll run probably similar to like a dual meet format. Starts at 6, more likely be over around, my guess is 8:30.
Yeah. I would guess they're going to hold and do, start all 3 matches at the same time.
Yeah.
Here comes Fleshman out, wrestling right down here in front of us. And this is one of those extra matches, and he just got caught reaching right there, and Huff drops in on a nice head to the outside shot and takes Fleshman down. Let's see if there's any other Iowa guys coming up. I think Martinson, they've moved that to mat number 6. So he's on deck over on 6. Fall down there on mat number 7. I think that was Jones of Indiana Tech against Martinez of William Penn. Iowa Style Apparel is your stop for all things Hawkeye. Get the latest looks for Hawk fans of all ages, including an expansive Hawkeye wrestling section. Shop online at iowastyleapparel.com or visit their store on Edgewood Road Southwest in Cedar Rapids. Iowa Style Apparel, your home for all things Hawkeye. Jessica says you need to get some more stuff for Jacqueline's size so that Stacy has an easier job telling my parents what to get her for Christmas, because she's just rail thin, so nothing fits her worth of crap. So
we have a lot of little stuff. That's why our store is so popular.
Yeah,
we got a lot of infant stuff, and we got a lot of youth stuff. But we're working on changing some things over. It's one thing Stacey and I just talked about last week was adding more youth even to our selection, and adding a lot more football to it as well this next season. So everything's always kind of changing.
Oh, yeah. It's
what
easy.
We need. You know what sells Iowa apparel? Our successful teams.
Yep.
So when the Iowa football team's successful, apparel stores do well. When the wrestling team's successful, apparel stores do well. Success equals success.
Speaking of football, the kickoff is at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
11 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be tearing down the merch store here that we have in the arena, selling all the Soldier Salute stuff and some other Iowa stuff that we brought with us, both men's and women's tonight. Take it home, get the trailer home probably around 11 o'clock tonight. Get up in the morning, run over to the store, unload it all back into the store, go wash the trailer because it's a mess from bringing it down here the other day, and hopefully have it all put back away and everything and be in the house to watch the game by 11 a.m.
There you go.
That's my schedule tomorrow, is just basically sit around and watch football all day. Tough day from Art today tomorrow.
It's been a hard week for you. I mean, sit and watch wrestling for 2 days, and then you watch football all day tomorrow. I mean,
it should be, as I watch football, I should be getting on my computer and start working on those Hawkeye Wrestling Club Arctic Plunge pledges, what I should be doing.
Go to Hawkeye Wrestling Club's website, HawkeyeWrestlingClub.com. You go to the events tab. Chad Beatty said he's going to be working on it to make it a little bit easier to see, but right now just click on register for event, and that'll take you to the main Plunge landing page. And then you can scroll down and you can see it's got the top donor or top money earners so far for pledges. And there is an option right next to that very top where it shows all of them that you just click on view all. So you can find me down there a ways that's not on the first page at the top 10 or so. And I know you and I always push hard and say, hey, donate to us, donate to us, donate to us, but really just donate to anybody. I mean, it's all going to the same cause. It would be fun for us to get to different levels, but if we can get to that $150,000 goal, even if you donate $5 to 10 different people, works out the same as $50 to one of us. We both got donations this morning, one of our great listeners, so we greatly appreciate that.
It wasn't a $10,000 donation like Terry Brands got, was it?
No. But it was much appreciated, no matter the level. Easton Fleshman down 3-1 right now in the second period.
It's got to go. Got to hit some shots. Got to get some offense going here, kid. He gave up a takedown in the first probably 10 seconds of the match. It's been a stalemate pretty much ever since.
Mickey Griffith wrestling over on mat number 1 as well. He's taking on Vermillion of Indiana Tech. Fleshman will be down by 2 points going into the third period. It'll be his choice. A little bit earlier, we gave you our tournament recap with a lot of Hawkeye victories. And that's brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, home of the Draft Day Sports Lounge, a luxury hotel and spa, 5 restaurants, and more, just minutes south of Iowa City. I'm trying to think, we don't have anybody wrestling for 7th, do we? Because they still have to wrestle all those 7th place matches yet this session.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no clue if we have anybody wrestling for 7th.
I don't think we do.
I would think that we would, but I don't know.
Actually, I stand corrected. They've already wrestled some of those. Because Farmer of Army beat Parker of Bellarmine. Coy, wrestling unattached from Wisconsin, beat Funk of UNI at 133. At 141, Thorpe of UNI was pinned by Green of Wyoming. At 149, Martin of South Dakota State, a major decision over Zolman of Wyoming. 157, Voorhees, unattached, beat Yant of UNI. 165, Lewis of VMI, 6-4 over Podala of Navy. Drake Rhodes against Aiden Riggins for 5th place tonight. Just looking at, seeing. 174, Mosher of Columbia over Hubbard of the Citadel. 184, DeCarlo on the Citadel beat McCain. So McCain, wrestling unattached for the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, finishes in 8th place. 197, Radin of Wyoming, a major over Aronson of UNI. And at heavyweight, medical forfeit, Schwartz of Wyoming wins over Kohlhofer of Army.
Said Mickey Griffith hurt elbow.
Hill's going to lose. Griffith at injury time. Let's step out for another break. We'll be back with more from Coralville. This is Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
Iowans, You have dozens of betting options. Try a sports book built by bettors and run by bettors. Fred Doan started Betfred over 50 years ago with funds from a winning bet, and he's been known for delivering the best betting experience ever since. Visit betfredsports.com to give us a try. New customers betting $50 get 111 in Fred bets and up to 200 Fred bets per week for 5 weeks. Terms apply. Proud partner of the Iowa Cubs and Iowa Wild. Must be 21 plus. Wagers only accepted in Iowa. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Dear driver, on the way to pick up my child, my life flashed before my eyes. It was me you nearly crashed into. Time stopped. I felt hot like I was wrapped in a blanket. I was thrown into a blur of blinding colors. I saw my husband, children, and mother standing over me. I heard someone screaming. It was me. I saw my hands on the steering wheel. My car steered to avoid you, but it didn't seem like I was even driving. My car stopped alongside the road. I was shaking and out of breath. I was so scared. For me, for other drivers, for you. Dear driver, we share the same roads. Please be careful. Our loved ones are waiting.
What drives you? This message brought to you by the Iowa Department of Transportation.
AM 800 KXIC is your home for Iowa Hawkeye wrestling all season long. Catch every match as Spencer Lee and the Hawkeyes look to add another Big Ten championship and national championship to the trophy case in Iowa City. Hawkeye wrestling on AM 800 KXIC is powered by Iowa City Tire on Kirkwood Avenue, Iowa City.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC, Iowa City.
AM 800 KXIC is your home for Iowa Hawkeye wrestling all season long. Catch every match as Spencer Lee and the Hawkeyes look to add another Big Ten championship and national championship to the trophy case in Iowa City. Hawkeye wrestling on AM 800 KXIC is powered by Iowa City Tire on Kirkwood Avenue, Iowa City.
Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put junk sleep to bed. During Mattress Firm's Dream December sale, save up to 60% with Sealy Queen mattresses starting at $279.99. Only at Mattress Firm.
Local Craft Cellar is open for your game day needs, offering a huge selection of craft beer, wine, and spirits, many Iowa-made favorites. They have the stuff you won't find anywhere else. Carrying one of the best selections of local craft beer in all of Iowa, including those difficult-to-find selections from Pulpit Rock and Dimensional Brewing. Shop Eastern Iowa's best selection of craft beer. Visit 7085 C Avenue Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Please drink responsibly.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-857-5656. That's 800-857-5656.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC, Iowa City.
Welcome back to the Soldier Salute in Coralville. Stephen Grace and Mark Ironside. A few extra matches finishing up. A few more of the Hawkeye women to wrestle as well. Charles Matthews wrestling in his extra bracket. Gets taken down. He's wrestling Garrett Ricks of Wyoming. Carson Martinson, I believe, got the fall in his match while we were at break. Not sure how far they're wrestling on the women's matches, how many more they've got. Charles Matthews, Mark, one of those guys, I mean, hasn't had the success that he wants on the mat. seeing that today and yesterday, some tough matches and just coming up short. But he's still one of those guys that you love to have in the room just because he's got such an infectious personality. He's such a team guy. And, he does a great job of working with guys, drilling, helping them get warmed up at tournaments. I mean, sometimes it gets overlooked, like, oh, well, he just came here and he didn't win very many matches, or he hasn't wrestled very much in the lineup. But those are the guys that are vital to the success of a program, that have that team-first mentality and are willing to come in and do what's best for their teammates and for everybody. Obviously, he wants to be able to go out and compete and win and do everything. But it goes a long ways to being able to get in there and just help make your teammates get better each and every day that they step onto the mat.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to see. Obviously he's a really good teammate, and he's in the room, and you see him in the dual meets. He's always cheering his teammates on, and he just, as far as a wrestler himself, he's just not one of them dominant wrestlers that you're going to see out here. In an Iowa singlet that you're accustomed to seeing. But at the same time, he's still in the room every day. He's putting the time, he's putting the effort in, just like everybody else. And you got to commend him for that. And there's a lot of guys like that on any sport team, not just the wrestling team, but the football team and volleyball teams. It doesn't matter what team it is. There's a lot of players and teammates that are almost just as valuable to the team as the main starters.
Right.
And that's why they always say, there's no I in team, and everybody's kind of in it together. And sometimes I wish that, the main guys would give a little bit more props to the guys that are their workout partners every single day. And the guys that are going in and putting the time in, and not only workout partners, in the wrestling room, but, shoulder to shoulder with you, running stair sprints and running sprint laps and, running down and backs in the wrestling room and races to the tops for rope climbs. And, it makes it a lot easier when you're training and going through those phases when you have someone right next to you going through the same thing. And these guys sometimes just don't get, the notoriety that they should. And Charles Matthews is a perfect example of that. So he just doesn't see the success down here on the mat in the singlet, but he works hard and he's a great teammate for the guys. And the guys appreciate that and know that too. So I'd like to see him get a win, though. I'd just like to see him have a victory. And you know what? I'm kind of surprised Aiden Harris isn't here wrestling today. I wonder where he's at.
Yeah, I don't know.
Obviously, maybe he's injured or something too. I don't know. Hey, look who's here. 10 more matches, the boss man says, on the men's side.
How many on the women's,
I don't know. They're a little different because there's so many that are
just round robins and yeah. Here, throw this on, and you can talk with us for a little bit. Yeah. Well, it's because we went an hour and a half before we played our first commercial break.
Oh, okay.
Because
it was just nonstop. We had guys on the mat.
So many guys competing.
No, I know you did, but that's how you want it.
Yeah.
Except for you guys' voice.
Yeah,
it's mostly Steven. I'm not gonna lie. I just sit here and I just get consumed into watching matches and talking to people, and I'm just kind of like a sidekick, just kind of like you. Just come up, throw a headset on once in a while, and every now and then I'll talk.
No, you're. I don't know. Have you ever done a poll to the listeners out there as to whether they want to hear Mark or you more?
They want to hear Mark.
I'm just.
They like hearing me describe stuff, but they like Mark.
Getting just fired up.
Shammy, I've told you the story before. It took me almost 10 years of doing this before I could be at the postseason banquet or a hot club party after the Nationals.
You get invited?
Well, no, I'd be invited.
Oh, okay.
But I'd walk in and they're like, "Hi, I'm Stephen Grace." They'd just have a blank stare. I'm like, "I'm the guy with Ironside." "Oh yeah, I listen to you all the time." It was the 10th year I was doing this. Finally, I'm like, "Hi, I'm Stephen Grace." "Oh yeah, you're with Ironside. Yeah, we listen to you guys. You are awesome." And
now he's way ahead of me. He's kissing babies, signing autographs.
Are you doing the plunge again, Stephen?
I am, yeah.
Good. So everybody, save your money this year on Mark and give it to Stephen. Let's see if we can get Stephen to take
here's
out
the deal.
Mark
I was
on the podium.
We had Chad Beatty up here earlier. I was telling him, I said, I was on the fence if I should do it or not. So I had all 3 of my daughters around
You
the
didn't
kitchen
die
table.
last year. You were a little worried.
I was worried. this old ticker for a fat guy. I mean,
no.
So I had all 3 daughters around the
Not
table,
good.
and I said, "What do you think? Should I do the plunge? Should I go jump in the pool or the cold water again?" All 3 of them, no hesitation. Yes, yes, yes. So I said, fine. So I set my goal at 2,000 again because I think I got there, came close. But I told Mark and Chad, if I get to 2,500, so if I get my goal plus more, I will have all 3 of my daughters come push me into the water.
Oh, there you go.
So
maybe they should jump with you.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It might be they're going to push me and I'll just grab them and pull them in. But
I need to get one of my daughters to jump for me.
Yeah, I haven't jumped in a few years myself.
Looking forward to it, though.
I don't know. I was talking about Beatty earlier. I don't know if we're going to even have ice to jump through because we had that really, really obviously big cold snap, but it wasn't frozen up to that point, really.
Oh, it was in my backyard quite a bit.
Not a big pond like that.
Yeah,
you know?
not the brown deer pond. Yeah, that's
a
pretty good size.
That's a big body of water. It wasn't very frozen. Now, obviously, after that cold spell, I'm sure that threw a few inches of ice. But 62 degrees yesterday.
Oh, incredible! I wish. It's too bad we were in here.
Yeah.
I'd have went for a long bike ride.
A long bike ride. And then every day is supposed to be in the 30s and 40s, up over freezing every single day between now and the plunge from here looking at the forecast. So I don't know if we're going to be able to it's going to be safe to be out on the ice and doing that. It might just be we run and just jump in the water or get a pool or something. So we'll figure it out regardless. We got a lot of money that the Hawkeye Wrestling Club counts on every year. And when you see a lot of these Hawkeye Wrestling Clubs guys walking around here, which I was kind of surprised that maybe none of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club guys competed in this.
I know. I was talking to Ironman down there, and I said, what's the deal? I mean, we even got UFC to sponsor it. And he didn't know he could enter. I said, well, it's an open. You could have come and run the bracket. And then I was talking to Sorensen. I'm going to try and hire Sorensen. I'm going to talk him into he can do what he's doing, and then he can work for me. He's a perfect complement to Eustace.
He's
just
a good dude.
Keep him calm. But I said, Sorensen, this could have been it. I mean, you could have been the first champ. It's too bad I didn't think of that earlier. I would have talked him into it.
Back in the day, going back to the Midlands, that's how the Midlands used to be awesome. It used to be a great tournament. You used to see so many guys that were graduated come and compete at the Midlands and train and use an opportunity to train. And, it was neat to watch some of these post-collegiate guys wrestle against, some good collegiate guys and so forth. As a matter of fact, I did it.
And I think Mark Hall did just a couple years ago.
Yeah. Ed Ruth wrestling today in the Midlands, wrestling in the Midlands. And I know after I graduated and I was getting ready for a overseas trip, I went and wrestled in the Midlands and, I wrestled Doug Schwab in the finals. And you just don't see the guys wrestling like that anymore. And I was just hungry for competition.
How bad you beat him?
Actually, it was just 1-0.
Oh.
It was back then. It was a 6-minute match only.
Would he have been a junior or senior?
He was a junior, I think. The year he won it.
You were on the world level at that point.
And there was no riding time. And I rode him out an entire period.
Oh, okay.
And there was no riding time. And there was only a 6-minute match. And so the first period was only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And right at the very end of the first period, I was in on a shot deep, and it was a pretty controversial whether it was before the time was out or not. An extra minute makes a lot of difference. Now, not taking anything away against Schwab. And one thing about Schwab and I, too, is we wrestled each other almost every other day in the room. So it was like wrestling like your mirror, So it's kind of hard to score on and so forth or whatever. But after that year, they actually changed it, which was great, to a 7-minute match and, a 3-minute first period, and started keeping riding time.
I just saw him in the hallway and thanked him for bringing a crew down, and he said, I wish we could have wrestled better. You know how I ain't ornery, so it was good. He'll bring a pretty strong team next year, I think, which will be good.
I hope so.
We have a year under our belt, and a lot of these guys are really, really excited to keep it rolling. So
I hope so. I know that they went down to New Orleans right before Christmas and wrestled in that dual tournament. It's hard for their guys to come and turn around, go through Christmas, and go home and see the families and do whatnot, and then turn around and wrestle right away again. But, would you rather go down there and wrestle in New Orleans or come here that's a lot closer to home and a lot easier on your budget, and still get a lot of great matches in. So, and still wrestle teams that you wouldn't normally ever see.
Yeah.
So
we're going to reset here shortly, and we'll have a little wishbone tonight and a couple other little bells and whistles, and it'll look pretty cool for a final setup.
I was just, telling people, listeners at home, if you're questioning whether you're going to come tonight or not, get your butts in gear, come here, be here by, say, 5:30, 5:45, and you're going to watch a really, really fun finals between the men and the women. It's going to be a great atmosphere. This place will be packed. Come down and get some food, beforehand at a local restaurant and see some of these Iowa guys wrestle Iowa guys and some great matches. And you guys are going to have some fire, from what I hear.
Carver's bringing over their fire machine.
Nice. So pyrotechnics.
All the kids love the fire. So we'll have some flames going in this building. I better remember to make sure the fire department knows about that. We usually have to remind them one more time. Settings in here, you don't want to trip anything. So, I was just over there and I locked up another 4 hats and 4 stocking caps that I sent back to Mike Evans and Lloyd Rogers.
Oh yeah, I forgot Lloyd's there.
Lloyd is one of the best guys you'd ever meet. He enlisted when he was there.
Yeah, he did?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think he's Lieutenant Commander Rogers. He might have since retired, but
a lot of Iowa flavor on that Navy team.
And they got a really bunch of good guys that came out, and all those academies, just obviously you'd expect straight humble. And
we're going to be wrestling one of them in the finals at heavyweight tonight. That Katka looks pretty tough.
Yeah.
I've been watching him throughout this tournament. Big, strong kid and aggressive, and hopefully pushes Cassiopei a little bit further than what Cassiopei's been pushed so far in this tournament. So,
well, you guys get a cocktail or find a bowling alley during the last intermission, and thanks again.
Danny Holtz is not here, so how can we?
I know. He of all people should have entered this tournament.
I know.
As much as he talks, I would have loved to. I asked him the other day if he could cut to 197, and he said he could cut to 149. So
he wouldn't be able to do anything, but he could cut there.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen him open with water. Wouldn't that have been great?
That would have been awesome.
Oh my God, Gable would have cried. He would have laughed so hard. Thanks.
Good. Thanks, Shammy. Josh Schamberger making the rounds, glad-handed, putting together a great tournament here. Let's wrap things up, Mark. We're going to be back on at 6 o'clock tonight. We will have the finals, like you said, for men's and women's.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out the softball gloves and ball with Hannah in between sessions and play some catch down the mat. Keep her working on her arm, getting that ready for when she goes back to school. That's fun. Open it up in here on the floor. Give us something to do.
Sounds good. Well, we'll be back at 6. Until then, for Mark Ironside, this is Stephen Grace. We'll talk to you later tonight for the finals of the 2022 Soldier Salute, live from Extreme Arena in Coralville. This is Hawkeye Wrestling from Learfield.
At Oak Knoll, our mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served Iowa City for more than 55 years. Our team helps residents create home by living our values of caring, respect, enthusiasm, awareness, teamwork, and encouragement. If you're looking at retirement options, visit our website at oakknoll.com. We want you to lead life your way. Go Hawks!
Hey, join us Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for Positively Petland right here on AM 800 KXIC. Doug Wagner with Ron Solzrud from Petland, Iowa City. What's the breed of the week?
It is the Brittany. Is that the right breed for your family? Then we're going to go into what is the right pet for your family this Christmas.
Oh.
We're going to cover them all,
There we
and you're
go.
going to say, that's the one.
Not the Britney Spears, just the Brittany?
Yeah,
Okay,
just the
good.
Brittany.
There we go. Petland, Iowa City's Positive Petland, 9 a.m. Sunday, KXIC.
AM 800 KXIC is your home for Iowa Hawkeye wrestling all season long. Catch every match as Spencer Lee and the Hawkeyes look to add another Big Ten championship and national championship to the trophy case in Iowa City. Hawkeye wrestling on AM 800 KXIC is powered by Iowa City Tire on Kirkwood Avenue, Iowa City.
Local Craft Cellar is open for your game day needs, offering a huge selection of craft beer, wine, and spirits, many Iowa-made favorites. They have the stuff you won't find anywhere else. Carrying one of the best selections of local craft beer in all of Iowa, including those difficult-to-find selections from Pulpit Rock and Dimensional Brewing. Shop Eastern Iowa's best selection of craft beer. Visit 7085C Avenue Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Please drink responsibly.
This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling on AM 800 KXIC Iowa City.
I'm Sarah Kustok, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and I have a new podcast called NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be joined by one of the top NBA writers to discuss their latest stories, features, and up-to-the-minute news.
Is Luka Magic.
Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever